What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? It is your favorite North Carolinian, Russ, the Tar Heel. Let me get a sound check real quick, man. We got a couple of people in here on a Saturday night. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Um, I figured it would be kind of cool. I've been getting the itch for some college football, and for whoever would like to hang out with your boy and watch some of my favorite games, at least growing up. I figured if you're not doing nothing on a Saturday night, dude, we'll stink and hang out and watch some college football. And I wanted to start with this one. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and it's kind of crazy because Carolina was 2-3 coming into this thing, and so this was kind of like a down period for Carolina football, but it's still one of the best football games. Obviously, with the rivalry and how it ended, and if you're not familiar, if you're very young, uh, you may not be very familiar with this game, but it's the T.A. McClendon game. And the famous saying was at the end of the game, it said, "How are you going to stop TA from the 1 yard line?" And if you haven't watched this game yet, I encourage you to kind of hang out with your boy as we go through it, because it is an exciting football game. We'll have the chat open and everything like that. So obviously, by all means, man, stinking chime in and listen. This is just a hangout, dude. Nothing more. Okay. Anybody else having volume issues? Preston said he can't hear very good. Anybody else having volume issues? I'll be honest, man. I've had a long day. I did not come in here and test anything. So if nobody can hear, please let me know. Maybe I need to make it just a little bit louder. A little bit louder. Hopefully I'm not stinking breaking anybody's eardrums. Nick said he can hear me. Okay, good. Good. So, like I said, man, without further ado, dude, one of my favorite games of all time. This is while I was in high school, 2004. This was actually happened during my senior year. This is my last year of high school football, and so obviously I am extremely big into this one. This is very important to me at this time of my life. And real quick before we jump into the game, it's gonna be about 2 hours long. Shout out to Tar Heel Vault, because this is from his page. This dude has some incredible old school Carolina basketball and football. If you haven't already, you need to go over there and subscribe to his channel, because when I get my stinking my itching for some old school Tar Heel stuff, that's exactly where I go. Tar Heel Vault on YouTube, man. So I cannot stress that enough, dude. It's a lifesaver for me if you're kind of like, a weirdo like I am, and you can't get enough Carolina athletics, man, and you're trying to get through the spring and summer months. But this was a huge game for me, dude. A huge game for me. And Darian Durant was like a hero in my household, at least for me growing up. And so obviously to beat NC State and everything, Preston said, "I hope we win." Yeah, exactly. I hope. I can only hope, man. So without further ado, I'm gonna get the game going. About 2 hours long. And so I mean, if you want to hang out, you can hang out. If you don't, I completely understand, dude. There's way more cooler things to do than hang out with me. But I think it'd be a good night to watch some stinking college football, dude. So without further ado, man, I'm gonna flip it over here. Hopefully everything is set up. Like I said, I had to get this thing all done last second, and we'll get some any Pack fans want to wager on this game. Yeah.
And we welcome those who will be watching tonight's action on WTVD ABC 11 Digital Channel 213. And we're going to give you the Geico starting lineups.
Real quick, dude. First and foremost, dude, if you're a Tar Heel fan, Woody Durham's voice is like from heaven. Like, I miss Woody so bad, man. I could listen to Woody Durham call a stinking Carolina game every single day and twice on Sundays, man. Woody Durham was the stinking man. This is somebody that I stinking grew up with. And, him and Mick Mixon, dude. I mean, it's just a great duo. Gosh, it's such a great duo.
By
man.
Geico, where one 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. NC State has won the toss, and we will wait to see if the Wolfpack elects to defer and kick off, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
So Carolina
very
came
quickly,
in this game
for the visiting Wolfpack of NC State, the defensive lineup: Mario Williams and Manny Lawson at the ends. John McCargo and Tank Tyler
2-3,
and
NC State came in 3-1. They had like the number 2 ranked defense in the country right here, man. So
on the weak side.
Yeah, Nick said Woody Durham is a good man. Great way to announce. 100%, dude.
Maddox. He sort of plays like a linebacker in State's defensive scheme under first-year coordinator Reggie Herring, and the free safety is Marcus Hudson.
Back when
the starting offensive lineup for the Tar Heels, Darian Durant.
Back when you know, because we didn't always have every game on television, so I'd have to listen to it on, you know, on AM, FM. I'd sit there and listen to Carolina Furman or something like that and listen to Woody call the game, bro. And I could sit there as a 16, 17, 18-year-old young man, bro, and just sit there by the radio and listen to him call a Carolina game, bro.
Our starting lineups brought to you by Geico, where one 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. So, Mick, we're going to play early.
So Madison Hedgecock right there, bro. That dude was a stinking horse. You're going to get a heavy dose of him in this game, too. I love watching him line up the tailback.
Should return this kickoff. John's going to win a brand new 2004 Honda Accord.
He was literally a battering ram.
From Crown Honda.
Literally a stinking battering ram.
What do you think Mike Mason's due to break one? He's been running very quickly and aggressively
What's
from the
up?
0 to the 20-yard
Henry
line.
Vesar's burner is in the stinking house.
To the 20. If he can keep that
we got
burner
Hutchin here, man. He said I forgot the pack had Mario Williams and John McCargo, Tank Tyler. Yeah, really good defense, Hutch. Really good defense here.
Fayetteville, Georgia, who does all
and what's
of
crazy,
the special teams kicking
you know,
for
is
the Wolfpack,
I think up to this game, they were allowing like less than 200 yards of total offense.
Tremaine Goddard, the
Carolina,
on the
I think,
far
almost
side.
had 400 yards
Mason
total
is out of
offense
Rocky
in this
Mount, while Goddard is from Robertsonville, North
Nick
Carolina.
was one.
Well, this crowd is the giant video board in the east end zone.
I was thinking
out the sounds
senior
of the
in high
bell
school,
tower,
Nick.
the
That's
chiming
crazy,
of
bro.
the bell. Will the
Got
Tar
Mike
Heels
Mason back
answer
there.
the bell here tonight in meeting number 94 with State? Durante forward.
And there it is, baby. There's the
kick.
stinking
There'll be
kick.
no run back. Mason about 8 yards deep in the end zone. As a matter of fact, steps out of the end zone. The dash for a car, unfortunately, will not
Looks
offer
different,
John
Hutch.
Godwin a chance to win a car tonight. It was presented by Crown Honda of South Point. Be sure and log on to TarHeelBlue.com for your chance to win a brand new car from Crown Honda
chirping.
of South
Get it
Point.
started,
Well, the
man.
Carolina offense takes the
Jaworski
field.
Polak, bro. Oh,
37th
my
in the
goodness.
country, averaging 404
Had
yards a
Jaworski,
game.
Mike Mason, Jesse Holly.
Defense, Mick, that's number 2 in the country.
It's a good, exciting wide receiver core right there, dude. And then Darian Durant, man. Gosh, I love Darian. Stinking Canadian League
and number
superhero.
1 defending the pass, 92.2. Highly unusual to see a defense limiting more yards in the passing game.
Is that true, Preston? I did not know that, man.
This defense has a lot of personality. More about that in just a moment.
First series of the ball game. Durant's in the shotgun, gets motion from Polak over to the right side. Durant back to throw, looking, dumps it out to Polak.
Jaworski.
Polak back toward the middle of the field. 25.
I like Jaworski, man.
Then is taken down by Lamont
I like
Reed, the
little dude,
cornerback,
bro, in the slot.
on a shoulder tackle that lifted the
Had a little
diminutive
wiggle about
Polak
him.
up off the ground and threw him to the turf at the 25. So it's a gain of 5 on the play. Second down and 5 for Carolina.
It's a cool first name,
State's
too,
a high-risk
Jaworski.
defense. They do not mind taking chances to get you behind the chains.
Yeah, you guys had
blitz,
Chuck Amato
commit
back then,
additional
Nick.
pass rushers to
like
try to attack the
old
pocket
school.
on almost every down and distance.
You know, I
Darrell
hate
Mitchell
NC
goes
State,
out
obviously,
wide to
but
the
Chuck
left
was,
side.
Chuck was funny
Polak
with
to
his
the short
glasses.
side. That is the short side of the field as Carolina operates off the right
Look at
hash.
that, bro.
Durant under
It's the last
center
time
in
you
the
seen
eye.
a fullback,
Jesse
dude.
Holly actually at that wingback goes in motion through the formation. The give is off to Jacques Lewis.
Oh, yeah, I
and
forgot.
doing.
Ronnie McGill.
Boy, just
Ronnie
a
McGill
wall
didn't play in
of
this
white
game.
converged on him and fell
forgot
on
about
him
that.
back at the 23 for a loss of 2.
And obviously, with that
Mario
front seven at
Williams
State,
and
bro, this is
Oliver
going to be
Hoyt on
tough
the
to
tackle.
establish the run,
Hoyt, State's
especially
leading
without Ronnie
tackler,
McGill playing.
39 hits to his credit. Substitutions.
I think Jacques does have he's got a couple
John
of good
Hamlin
runs
goes
in
in at tight end. Hedgecock or Jacques
couple of good
Dumas
runs
is
in
out.
this one, man.
And Madison
There's
Hedgecock
McCargo
is also
right
out
there,
of the
Hutch.
lineup. So it'll be 3rd down and 7. Carolina on the year, converting but 37% of its 3rd downs. The State defense only giving up 23%.
It was
Durant
great
in the
back then,
shotgun.
dude. Yep.
Durant looking. Durant to throw. Caught by Polak. He's hit immediately and taken down.
They snuffed that one out.
Mario Williams, 6'7", 291 pounds, a sophomore from Richlands, North Carolina. Hard to believe that he can be bigger, faster, and stronger than he was last year, but that's what the State coaches say about him. So Tar Heels 0 for 1 in early 3rd down plays on a 3rd and long. And with fourth down, David Woolridge, the sophomore from Advance into kick. Devontae Edwards from right here in Chapel Hill is deep. Woolridge, the ACC's fourth leading kicker with a 41.5 average. Greg Warren gets him a nice snap. Woolridge gets it away.
There it is. There's the boot.
Devontae Edwards has called for the fair catch and will make it at the 33-yard line, and that's where the Wolfpack will put the ball in play, 1st and 10.
So nothing.
Defense has
3 and out. Carolina starting the game. And you'll see a lot. NC State shot themselves in the foot a lot in this game.
Players that are electric. They've got great speed, and they got penetration on, incredible penetration, both on Carolina's 2nd and 3rd down plays, forcing a 3 and out to begin the game.
Offensively for State, Jay Davis, the junior from Clearwater, Florida, the quarterback. Tremaine Hall, T.A. McClendon.
There's T.A. McClendon right there, bro. That was a household name in the triangle.
The tight end, T.J. Williams. Davis up under center, gets
T.A.
motion from
McClendon,
Hall.
bro.
The H back to the right side, throws it to him, flaring out of the backfield, looking for a block on the sideline, and he's ridden out of bounds by Jacoby Watkins at about the 41-yard line of the Wolfpack. It's going to be a gain of about 6 or 7 on the play. Just underway in Chapel Hill, 12:40
Nick
to
said
play
he's ready
in the
for this
first
game
period.
this year.
No score in the ball game.
Are you going to State Carolina? You should,
for
bro. You should,
the
man.
first time.
Much met Chuck Amato at the 2003 FCA
Thus far
convention.
this season,
is he funny? He looks like a funny
on
dude, Hutch.
every opening drive against Carolina, 4 touchdowns.
He actually looks like a
field goal.
character, man. He looks like
Davis
a sticky
under
character.
Center. 2nd down and short yardage. Hands the ball off, coming left.
I was thinking.
And a quick move by Richard Washington, the wideout who took the handoff, coming wide to his left, and he carries it into Carolina territory to the Tar Heel 45-yard line for a first down.
Easy
and
money.
So the Wolfpack in 2 plays, moving from its own 34
fake dive.
now to a 1st and 10 at the Carolina 45.
Coming around.
Excellent ball handling by Jay Davis. A very slick fake at the mesh point of that play. It's an end around out of 1 back. Carolina was sitting heavily on T.A. McClendon.
Look at the interlocking NC at the 52. Even the interlocking NC is different, which I like it.
To the open side of the field on the right. They get motion. They hand the ball off to McClendon going right side. McClendon has stood up on the play after only about a yard gain.
TA was like 240, bro.
Over the right side. They're going to give him a yard to the 44. Stop made by Condreas Guy for Carolina. So
that's
2nd
good,
down
Nick.
and
That's
9
good. You should go,
at
man.
the 44.
I'll get out there to Raleigh one day.
And Khalif
I might need
Mitchell
to bring a posse.
Condreas Guy and Jonas Seawright, the tackles. The linebackers are Jeff Longany, Fred Sparkman, Larry Edwards. Corners are Jacoby Watkins, Sid Holt. The safeties are Gerald Sensabaugh and Kareem Taylor. 2nd and 9 from the 44 of Carolina. State moving from right to left. Davis will give the ball off to McClendon. Good running room left side. McClendon inside the 35 for a first down to about the 34, maybe 33-yard line. Larry Edwards making his first start of the year tonight. Made the tackle on the Albemarle Jr. So 1st and 10 for the Wolfpack.
You know what's really interesting, too? I was watching this game a couple of days ago. And,
while the Carolina defense,
you know, it just shows you it's a completely different time in college football because there were so many North Carolinians on both of these rosters.
A future pro, of course.
And obviously, it's so different today. Now, NC State this year had a ton of
very powerful
guys from Florida. Ton of guys from Florida, man. But you'll hear a ton of dudes from stinking North Carolina in this game. Longany just not athletic enough to get out there, man. He tried to string him out. He did a pretty good job. Just a 1-yard gain.
After the out-of-bounds play on the far sideline. 10:55 to play opening period in Chapel Hill. No score in the ball game as yet. Carolina 3 and out on its first.
He did a good job pushing him back right there.
NC State now has driven.
It's a long drive.
6 plays from its own 34 down to the Carolina 33. Setting up in the pro set formation. McClendon, the lone running back behind Davis. Here's the handoff to McClendon. McClendon coming back right side. Breaks 1 tackle. Sideline. Bumped out of bounds. Jacoby Watkins at
almost
the 25.
got to the sticks.
He'll be about a yard shy of the first down. So that'll bring up now 3rd down and 1.
You think those jerseys look better than the current ones, Nick?
Year, but a Carolina defense giving up 42% conversion rate on 3rd down.
You don't like the Argyle on the neck? Sound is very low, Gary.
Center and the left guard, but Jeff Longany
talking about my sound or the game?
Was poised to make the tackle, but TA with a terrific cut off his left foot broke it to the right for good yardage.
Bobby Washington in at the tailback now. He's the lone running back. They get motion now from the wideout. They'll give the ball off to Bobby Washington. He's got the first down. Started over his right guard and cut back over the middle, and he goes
Talking about
inside
the
the
game
25
volume
to
or my
about the
volume
23. Kentwan Balmer, who's in the defensive line, the true freshman out of Weldon, and Fred Sparkman, Carolina's leading tackler with 51 hits on the year, made the stop, but it's a first down for the Wolfpack.
Both. Let's see, man. Let's see if we can.
Ball at about the 22-yard line. That's the Carolina 22. No score in the game, but State almost into the red zone.
Let me see. I'll work on it. I'll work
Davis
on it, boys.
faking, now rolling out to his left, looking, throwing, right corner, caught inside the 10. Jacoby Watkins takes the player out of bounds at the 8-yard line, and that player is T.J. Williams, the junior tight end from Tarboro. So it's first and goal now for the Wolfpack at the Carolina 8-yard line in front of the West goal.
Davis took a look in that direction and did not throw the ball there his first time through his progressions. Jacoby had him covered, and then I think Jacoby might have thought, okay, the ball's not coming this way, so he lost contain for just a moment.
T. McClendon back into tailback, the lone running back, 9th play of the drive that started back at the 34. The give is off to McClendon. Flag is down. McClendon trying to get away and is wrestled down by Watkins at the 10-yard line. Sophomore from Laurinburg coming hard off the edge, making the play, but a flag thrown back in the Wolfpack backfield. Jim Knight out of Charlotte is tonight's referee, and it's going to be a motion penalty.
I decline this.
I
the play didn't gain any yards. Bring up second down and
couldn't stand y'all's old helmets, man.
And goal from the 9.
On the offense, number 44. The penalty is declined. Second down.
So second down and goal. The ball at the Carolina 9. 10:04 to play, first period. No score in the game. Bobby Washington, the freshman from Miami, Florida. Back into tailback. State will set a wide slot. Out to the left side. They get motion now off the wing. It's a reverse motion. Here's Davis moving to his right. Gives the ball to Bobby Washington. Cut it back. Goes down at the 7 on the far sideline. Kareem gain of 2 on the play, Mick, and it'll be third and goal.
I like
watching
this kind
Kareem
of
Taylor, Woody, there's never been a good college defense that wasn't strong at free safety. It's the position that captains the secondary, gets the secondary into all the checks. Kareem got low there, made a nice tackle, but was shaken up on the play, and he'll come out for at least a down.
Eric Fiddleman pointing out that Terry Hunter, the true freshman out of Wendell, on the stop. So here's State, third down and goal at the 7. Davis brings him up. He puts Hicks and Washington out to the left. Gets reverse motion. McClendon the tailback. Davis to throw. Davis looking. Davis steps up. Davis going to run with it. Throws, and it's dropped by Williams, the tight end, at the goal line. Good coverage by Carolina, boy, Mick. Davis had to spend a lot of time trying to find a receiver.
On Discord.
I think he was thinking about running with the football, and the Tar Heels had him covered. He could have run to inside the 5, but not for a touchdown. So Lee Pace, a small victory, assuming NC State does indeed kick a field goal here to hold the Pack to 3 points after that drive.
And you mentioned Terry Hunter, 2 good snaps for him in relief of Kendreas Guy, who limped off a moment ago.
24-yard field goal just inside the right hash mark.
Those thinking glasses.
Chris Young will hold. William Lee on the snap. John Delaney's kick, and it is good. So State draws first blood here in Chapel Hill. 8:53 remaining in the first period. State drives from its 34 down to the Carolina 7, but has to settle for a field goal, making it State 3, Carolina nothing. This is Tar Heel football from Learfield Sports.
3-0 bad guys.
60-yard drive for the Wolfpack. 12 plays, took almost 4 minutes off the clock. They get a field goal out of it to make it 3-0 NC State. The Carolina defense has now given up points on every opponent's first possession this season. 4 touchdowns and now 2 field goals. Let's go to Lee Pace, our Beefmaster sideline reporter. Lee, how does it feel on the Carolina sideline?
Well, as you might expect, Mick, there's been a lot of
talking the Alamo, or you like the Blue Zone?
Madison, Hedgecock, Jaworski, Pollock, Kareem Taylor, all have had a word for their opponents. And a lot of intensity here, as John Bunning said, he wants the Tar Heel bench and the sideline. There is quite a bit of red in the stands, but I'm not so sure there was not more purple in the stands here 3 years ago. So a good turnout by the Carolina faithful tonight. Still a few empty seats, though, up in the corners.
Delaney now 4 of 7 on the year in field goals, as long as 53 in that win at Virginia Tech earlier in the year. He missed 2 field goals last week against Wake Forest. He'll kick off.
Baby.
Mason near side, Goddard far side or deep.
Yeah,
the
except
Beefmaster Sideline Reports brought to you by Beefmaster Frank's, hot dog choice of Tar Heel fans statewide. Another
they need to bring stuff to
about
their
8
seats,
yards.
man.
That will now
they need
be
to make that place
10
more comfortable where people don't
kickoffs
leave.
For John Delaney of the Wolfpack.
I bet you did, Press.
Have been touchbacks.
Killing the ladies,
and Carolina
bro.
will come out and start 1st and 10 from its own 20.
Delaney's got a live leg. I mean, the ball just really explodes off of his
foot.
Come
on, boys.
I don't think it will be long before the rules committee in college
pretending like we don't know
the idea of kicking off from the 30-yard line instead of the 35.
The first game that I attended
Carolina with its offensive unit coming off the sideline, the boundary, if you will. Darren Durant will be under center. He'll have Madison Hitchcock and Jacques Lewis behind him. Ronnie McGill is dressed. Whether or not he'll play tonight, we don't know. Durant will give the ball off to Jacques Lewis. Lewis coming off the right side, gets only a yard. Quick closing NC State
Carolina,
defense.
Maryland.
Stephen Tulloch on the stop, the weak side linebacker for State.
2006.
So 2nd down and 9.
I think it was 2006.
Reggie Herring came in. To be quite honest with you, people talking last year in Raleigh about
it was crazy,
the terms of an ACC national championship. The defense was simply not good enough to win that
looked
big.
Like an NFL player.
State was counting on last year Phillip Rivers to outscore the opposition in every game. But this year, marked improvement under Reggie Herring's leadership as the new coordinator by the State defense. Here's Durant giving the ball off to Lewis. Lewis cutting back, nothing there, right side. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
We went because my dad
You could talk
Maryland.
about X's and O's all night long. What's happening in this game right now when Carolina has the ball is that State's quickness is a big problem. Carolina's getting beaten up front.
20, bro,
and at the snap of the ball, there's too many white jerseys in Carolina's offensive backfield.
You could walk up.
State makes a couple of defensive substitutions as Carolina faces a second, third, and long situation.
You could just walk up and buy a ticket, man. It was crazy.
Tar Heels 0 for 1 here early in the game. That's 12 straight third downs over 2 games without a conversion. Here's Durant back to throw. Durant looking, not going to have a lot of time. Shoots a pass. Caught. First down, Holly.
Jesse Holly, baby.
7-yard line of Carolina.
Let's go.
Devontae Edwards on the tackle for State.
That's one of the most beautiful pockets that the Carolina O-line has formed this year. That's where the quarterback is safe. He's protected so long as he doesn't roll out. The offensive linemen, the geometry favors them. They can hold their blocks. And Durant had room and time to throw the football. 1st and 10 on the left hash mark off the 38-yard line. Carolina in its home blue headgear, blue jerseys moving from left to right.
0304. I can't remember.
Pro eye set. Bowman on Darius Bowman goes out wide to the left. They get motion from Holly. Here's Durant looking to his left. Now wants to throw. Gonna throw for Bowman, and it's nearly intercepted. Flag is down on the play back at the 30-yard line as Manny Lawson, the junior from Goldsboro, came crashing in. Was it something Lawson did, or was it a hold against Carolina?
That's thinking crazy, bro.
It's easy. It's an easy defense to hold because they're so quick. You don't want to get your quarterback blown up. So,
offense number 65.
Yes, he did, my friend.
It's a clip on Brian Chacos.
Man, dude, that's crazy. That just like light bulb, and I forgot that he played basketball
too. And the speed. Mick talked about a moment ago has just been so evident by the State defense, and particularly Lawson and Williams. State came into this game 50 tackles for loss, 16 sacks. Lawson has got 8 of the tackles for losses and 5 of the sacks. They had 10 sacks in the game against Virginia Tech at Blacksburg.
This used to be one of my favorite things to do.
A lot of teams play with one rush in. State has got 2 crash ins that they can mess you up with.
This is 1st down and 20. The ball is back at the 23-yard line.
I could watch some.
Here's Durant handing off on the draw play to Lewis. Jacques Lewis running into Charleston Gray as he tried the left side, and he goes down after only about a 1 or 2 yard gain at the most. So it'll be 2nd down and a country mile. 3-0 State leads it. 6:50 left to play first period. Darrell Mitchell, John Hamlet,
Woody was so good at what he does.
All getting into the lineup for Carolina.
State's pretty good in the back end. Their corners are good man-to-man defenders. That's what Carolina has to do, though, I think, is to try to get their receivers one-on-one with State's corners and see how accurate Darian can be throwing the ball tonight.
You look so young, Press.
Durant will stay in the shotgun as Carolina comes up to the line of scrimmage against State's 4-man front. Lewis moving over to his left side. Durant calling for the ball. He's got it. Durant back to throw. Quick drop over the middle. Caught. Pollock. 35, 40. Pollock at the 45, out to the 47-yard line.
Let's go 5.
Very close to a first down. That's just what I was talking about. You hit a receiver like Jaworski in stride and at the numbers, and
you get
let
that
him be an athlete.
Space, bro. Got him.
So the gain out to the 47 will make it 3rd down and 1. As Carolina faces its third down situation of the game. They're 1 of 2 so far, but this is the first time it's been short. On the year, Carolina with but 19 short situations out of 59 third down opportunities. 40 of them have been 3rd and long. Durant checking off now at the line of scrimmage.
Lead the way, Madison.
Lone wide out, Bowman to the right side. Hand off to Jacques Lewis, cutting back.
Yes,
Lewis
sir.
first down to midfield. Big pickup of the first down for Carolina when they were looking at a 1st and 25 after the penalty against Brian Jacobs. Andre Maddox on the tackle for State.
Face mask.
It didn't look very good, though, after the handoff. One of those plays where Carolina gets stopped but then makes it anyway because of a good decision and some nice footwork by number 20, Jacques Lewis. First down for the Tar Heels after being behind the stakes.
Jacques Dumas is the tight end on the left side. On the right side, it's Justin Phillips. He drops off as a wing, now motions to the left side. Durant under center. Durant will give the ball to Jacques Lewis.
Let's go.
Right side, cutting back into the middle, inside the 45 to about the 44 of the Wolfpack. First time the Tar Heels have been across midfield. Credit Manny Lawson with the tackle.
Madison Hedgecock leading the way for the Tar Heels. He just brings a high level of male hormone to the game, and he likes to hit. He's fired up about this game, and he threw the key block on that play.
He looks like a stinking horse.
Will go wide to the left side. Darius Bowman comes to the right. Holly's the flanker. Bowman the split in. They work off the right hash. Durant back to throw. Hands off on the draw play to Lewis. Lewis, good hole left, right side. Inside the 40 to the 35. First down, Carolina. Good blocking by Madison Hedgecock, the senior fullback from out of Wahlberg. So in 8 plays rather, Carolina's moved from its own 20, overcome a 15-yard penalty, and now with 1st and 10 at the State 35.
Taking it right to that State front 7, man.
4 minutes left to play, first period. 3-0 State leads it on John Duraney's 24-yard field goal about 5 minutes ago. Durant under center. Durant hands the ball off to Lewis. Lewis with a little stutter step, and he couldn't go anywhere.
Bottled him up right there.
There was an early crash up front. Tank Tyler made the tackle. But Lewis got slowed up about the time he took the handoff and ran right into Tyler's arms. So it's a loss of a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11 at the State 36.
Good to see you, brother.
Darian, the passes that he's thrown so far in this game have been accurate, and that's something we talked about in the pregame show. More about it in a second.
Darrell Mitchell and Pollock's in a wide slot to the left side. Phillips and Mason are to the right. Durant's in the shotgun, gets the snap, looking to throw, whips it sideline, caught by Pollock, and Pollock is wrestled out of bounds at about the 33.
I think I would go
Troy
with
Graham,
that,
the senior backup safety from Miami, makes the stop. You know, speaking of Miami, it's interesting that on NC State's depth chart, there are 17 players from the state of North Carolina.
Go Sam Howell
but Nick,
Drake
there are 19 from the state of Florida. 11 on offense, 8 on defense.
Yeah, they're a little sensitive about that. One of their releases preseason said that 61 of their players were from North Carolina. That's if you look at their whole roster. But then you got to look at who's playing. Their top 44, heavy Florida influence.
3rd down and 8, State 33. Durant 5 of 5 thus far, according to statistician Jody Zorgan.
Like
2 wideouts, go to the left. 3 to the right. Empty set. Durant back to throw. Durant looking, being pressured. Throw, sideline. Out of everybody's reach, thrown into the boundary. Mason and Holly were along the sideline, but Dwayne Herndon was putting a heavy rush on Durant.
Here's an impressive freshman right here, my friend.
4th down.
When you go to 5 wides, you only got 5 to block, 5 people to block, because the quarterback can't block anybody, of course. So
some real good years.
The ball's got to come out a little more quickly, because frequently the quarterback doesn't have the time to throw in 5 wide.
Connor Barth is going to attempt a 50-yard field goal off the left hash.
TJ Yates was good.
Jared Hall will hold.
And that was a completely different offense.
Greg Warren on the snap.
Right?
Kick is away by Barth. High enough, long enough. Good.
Look at that freshman.
Game tie.
He knew it. He put his arms up to signal good as soon as the ball left his foot.
Get him, Connor. And 2 weeks later, right, he hits the
first quarter here in Chapel Hill. We've got a tie game. It's State 3 on John Delaney's 24-yarder. Carolina 3 on Connor Barth's 50-yarder. You're listening to Carolina football.
Nostalgia. Look at all them pines, man.
Big Mixon along with Woody Durham. Our statistician Jody Zeugner, Hall of Fame running back Don McCauley, Lee Pace, our Beefmaster sideline reporter, Jones Angel, our scoreboard anchor. Score is tied at 3-3, 2:50 to play in the first quarter in Chapel Hill. That scoring drive, 47 yards, 12 plays, took 6 minutes and 3 seconds off the clock, and it was punctuated by the longest field goal by a freshman in Tar Heel football history. Connor Barth thumped that ball. He drilled it. That ball was right down the chute and would have been good from 58 or 59 yards. It cleared the crossbar with plenty to spare. These Blue Cross stats brought to you by Blue Points, the physical activity incentive program from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
All right.
Be active, earn points, get free prizes.
Check out
to learn
the hair,
more,
bro.
the online website, bsbcnc.com.
NC State is putting Darrell Blackman near side and Bobby Washington deep, waiting on Connor Barth's kickoff. Barth is the freshman from Hoggard High and Wilmington. Checking with everybody. Barth gets set. A little movement by the Carolina special teams now. Barth comes forward. Deep end over end kick. There may be a run back here. And it is Washington coming out of the end zone to the 10, to the 15, out across the 20, taken down 23-yard line. So State's going to start 1st and 10 at its own 23-yard line with its second series of the ball game.
The third series for State. This is their second series. Chuck Amato has played it this way with the two quarterbacks. Marcus Stone will come into the game, State's next possession, but for right now, Jay Davis back under center.
And Jay Davis 1 for 2 in that opening series. That State got a field goal a moment ago for 14 yards.
TA lined up behind the tackle.
They run a wing formation left side. Gets motion now from Washington out of the slot. Now it's Washington, the ball carrier.
Way to turn him back up.
And he gets tripped up on the play and knocked down as he turned the corner. Got out across the 25 to the 26. Sensabaugh and Seawright on the tackle for Carolina. So a gain of 3, second down and 7. Lee Pace is our Beefmaster sideline reporter.
Woody, been keeping an eye on Larry Edwards. Interesting that he's moved into the starting lineup for this game. Good to see him come back. John Bunning has hinted that he's gotten a little better each week. He's in ahead of Milan Carey tonight. He's playing well.
Brian Clark. Richard Washington go wide to the right side along with Hall. Hall motions back. Here's Davis throwing. Got a screen out to Hall. Hall 30, 35. Caught from behind and taken down at the 45-yard line. Tommy Richardson on the stop for the Tar Heels, a junior out of Miami, but not before an 18-yard gain out to the State 44-yard line.
Those are your favorite ones,
Nice
Dennis?
play call. The Tar Heels pursuing upfield had a real good push the last play.
You like the white
State
collar
going
better
to a
than the
screen
Argyle?
there to slow Carolina's pass rush down.
State breaking the huddle, and Bobby Washington will come to the left side, and Richard Washington, they're not related.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Go out to the right. He motions back to the formation. They run a toss sweep out to Blackman. Blackman, the freshman, cutting back. Blackman inside the Carolina 45, where he is tripped up on the play by Gerald Sensabaugh.
A lot of success.
The transfer from East Tennessee State, senior out of Kingsport. Another first down for the Wolfpack.
Yeah,
State's offense has got up ahead of steam.
Jeff Longany, the linebacker, trying to make the tackle play size, was knocked right off his feet. A very good blocking by NC State's offensive line. They feel like this is one of the better O-lines they've had under Chuck Amato.
Jay Davis
Tar
this
Heel
time
vault in the house, man.
Set a split in to the right, flanker to the left. They got open field to the left. They're coming that way with Blackman. Blackman cutting back. Blackman through a hole, gets inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line.
Beautiful, my friend.
For a gain on the play of about 6 before
Sensabaugh
and Seawright bring him down.
It'll
bring up a second down and 4 for the Wolfpack.
And until Carolina stops that, that's what they're going to see.
Hey, shout out to Tar Heel vault. Like I said,
throw the ball, keep you off stride. But what they want to do in this game against this Tar Heel defense,
like I said, go over to his YouTube channel and subscribe to that thing, man.
The toss sweep with the O-lineman pulling like the last two plays have been for good yardage.
A couple of substitutes in the game.
I appreciate
Lamar
you, brother.
Barrett has come in along with Jim Richard. Out of the eye. Slot formation to the right side. They give it off to Blackman. Blackman going wide to the right side.
Good
Flag is down as he gets knocked down by Sensabaugh at the 37-yard line. Sensabaugh coming hard from his strong safety position, making a diving tackle on the play, but a flag thrown by the line judge, Rick Page, on the near sideline.
100%.
I saw a hold against State. I'm not sure if that's what the officials saw or not.
They did indeed see that. Early indication by Jim Knight. Mick State's the most penalized team in the league. Averages 11 penalties a game.
You are where I go,
for
man.
85 yards. Chuck Amato a couple of weeks ago said he didn't want him to stop playing aggressively, but now he's gotten a little more sensitive about all of those penalties. He says he gets on them when they're aggressive penalties, but he doesn't like foolish penalties.
Yeah, State is the most heavily penalized team in the nation, all except for South Florida. State next to last in the nation in penalties. The fewest they've had in any game has been 9 in the Wake Forest game. They had penalties for over 100 yards in the loss to Ohio State.
The penalty has moved it back to the 47-yard line.
I could listen to them call a game.
It's going to be 2nd down and 13
over and
from
over.
the Carolina 47.
When I get
Davis
to heaven,
in the shotgun. He's got Tremaine Hall sprinting out wide to the right side, open side of the field. Davis back to throw, and he's taken down. Coming hard was Lionel Green off the right side.
Green off the side, bro.
That is only the 5th sack of the year for Carolina.
This is beautiful to me, bro. Like I said, I love
corner blitz.
Classic
Lionel
Carolina,
Green,
man.
Wooby they call him. He got free untouched and blew up Jay Davis.
The loss is back to the 45-yard line, and we've got the end of the first period here in Chapel Hill. So after one quarter of play,
just make like
it's
a
tie game.
Couch.
State 3, Carolina 3. This is Tar Heel football from Learfield Sports.
Watch this thing together. It's a bunch of Tar Heels.
As we begin the second quarter in a 3-3 game, once again, here's Lee Pace, our Beefmaster sideline reporter.
Mick, T.A. McClendon has gone to the locker room. I don't know why, and they're not going to share any information with somebody in a Carolina blue shirt. Marvin Sanders said Tar Heels hope to knock him out of the game, at least for the moment. We have no idea when he'll be back.
See, that's when it was still acceptable to say that.
Teams have changed ends of the field. 3rd and 21 for State off its own 45, but Carolina fans shouldn't get too excited. State converted a 3rd and 38 with a 51-yard play last Saturday against Wake Forest. Here's Davis. Davis throwing on the screen.
Yes, sir.
Stop.
Way to sniff that
Tommy
thing out,
Richardson
baby.
At the 49-yard line. So the defense stops NC State. T.J. Williams was the receiver, the big tight end for the Wolfpack. So State is going to have to kick it away, and John Duraney, Mr. Everything.
What's his name? They had another running back that had a really big
waiting
fumble
on William
that was a
Lee's
turning point in
snap.
this game.
Jaworski Polak is back about the 15 for Carolina.
2 big plays in that drive. One the holding penalty on State, and the other the sack by Lionel Green.
Pretty good crowd here, brother. For
Carolina
a 2-3 football
8.
team, too.
Snap. Duraney gets it away. High floater. Polak waiting on it. Chance for a run back. Got it at the 7. Polak trying to go to the far side. Now cuts back to the near side and brought it out to about the 15. And boy, did he get pounded at the 15-yard line. The guy who got to him for the Wolfpack
little dude.
was Patrick Lowry, backup linebacker. So Carolina will take over first and 10 at its own 15. 14-10 left to play, first half. 44-yard punt by John Duraney and a 9-yard return by Polak, who came into the game averaging about 8.5 yards per return.
Not great field position for the Tar Heel offense.
Still 3-3, man.
2 fullbacks, it looks like.
Yeah, Madison Hedgecock is the tailback in
Look
this
at
situation.
That, bro.
With
Look at all that
right
beef
in
back
front
there
of
in the backfield, dude.
They get motion now from Holly to the left side. The give is off to Hedgecock, going right side. Hedgecock puts it back.
Get off of me.
On him, and he carries a couple of State tacklers out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. Pat Thomas, strong side linebacker on the stop. Well, Mick, Lee Pace, we've been hearing for a couple of weeks that Hedgecock has taken snaps at tailback in practice,
bro.
But this is the first time we've actually been able to see him back there.
He looks like
That's
a
quarter of a
cyborg back
ton
there.
of football player in the offensive backfield with Cook and Madison Hedgecock, and it worked terrifically well that time.
Out of the pro eye set, they go with Cook and Hedgecock in the eye. They'll give it off to Hitchcock again, going right side. Hitchcock, flag is down, out across the 30 to about the 32-yard line.
Offsides, encroachment.
If you're old enough to have seen a lot of single-wing football teams in your day, when a fullback did get a lot of work.
Like Madison, bro.
That's exactly how Madison Hitchcock looks running the ball. He looks like an old single-wing fullback coming through the line, and the initial indication is it's against NC State.
5-yard penalty, repeat for a snap.
It is a 5-yard penalty, as you hear the explanation by referee Knight against the Wolfpack for being offside. And so it will be 1st and 5 for Carolina.
That's 500 pounds in the backfield right there.
Walking it the wrong way. The umpire, Mr. Ramsey.
There you go, Press.
Started toward the east goal. Now he's corrected himself, brings it out to the 32. So 1st down and 5 for Carolina.
Preston's back there somewhere. That's where he was sitting.
Thus far, Durant 5 of 6 for 47 yards. He hit his first 5. Here's the give off to Hitchcock, coming left side. He gets thumped pretty good. Knocked down on the inside handoff at about the 33, so he gets a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Got a little chirping action going, and I like it.
Carolina earlier with their Dodge scoring drive. It was a 12-play drive, covered 47 yards in just over 6 minutes. Led to the Connor Barth 50-yard field goal.
I think there will definitely be a package
Dodge.
Where we have passing, Woody, so far 5 of 6 for 47 yards.
Preston at his
Durant under center. Durant will fake the ball. Now rolls out to his right. Wants to throw. Open receiver. Bowman. Bowman midfield.
Oh, he fumbled. Oh, yeah, this is where Jesse Holly picks it up. That's right.
Jesse Holly.
That's right.
Wow. Jesse Holly was
Johnny on the spot. Oh, he said it. He said it. Maybe I've watched this game too many times.
Carolina will maintain possession inside the state 38-yard line.
My bad, Woody. I didn't mean to steal your thunder, bro.
Jesse on the spot. A terrific hustle by Holly, of course, that's obvious, but it's not uncommon for Jesse. He takes a lot of pride in his play without the football. Carolina's best downfield blocker, and he's down there looking for somebody to block, and it ends up that he recovers that fumble.
I formation, split into the right, flanker to the left.
Carolina
1st and 10, State 37, tie score 3-3. Durant under center. Against State's 5-man front, State showing blitz, a blitz on almost every down. Here's the give off to Hitchcock, trying to go wide to his left, tripped up. Doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. A.J. Davis, the sophomore from Durham.
When you have a hammer back there, bro, just thinking, go straight
keeps their feet on defense. It's a beautiful thing to watch, the way they use their hands. They get their arms out, ward off Carolina's blockers. If you try to cut block NC State, you're liable to just whiff, and then a guy can just jump over you, and then he's able to make the play untouched.
2nd and 11, Carolina at the state 38-yard line, 39-yard line. Durant in the shotgun. Durant now checking off, first to the right, now some hand signals. He's putting Hitchcock over to his right. Now he gets the snap. Back to throw, over the middle.
Got him.
Darrell Mitchell to the 20-yard line.
Let's go.
They work on A.J. Davis.
At the right corner, baby.
1st and 10, Carolina.
3-step drop, no time for the pass rush to get to Darian Durant, and this is the Darian of old now. This is the Durant that teams fear playing against. Accurate, precise passer.
Darrell Mitchell celebrated his 22nd birthday just yesterday. Jaworski Polak's having his 22nd birthday today. Durant under center on 1st and 10 will give the ball off to Hitchcock. Hitchcock picking his way through the middle. Goes for about 2.
Yeah, about 2.
To about the 18. So 2nd down and 8 at the 18. John Hamlet, Jaworski Polak, and Darius Bowman going in. As Dumas, Phillips,
sustained drive.
Hitchcock come out.
Football.
This drive started at the Carolina 15-yard line, and it's got a rhythm to it so far.
Well, they marked the ball at the 19, so 2nd down and 9.
I think we'll see some
Lewis is in at
tailback.
tailback. Ricky Cook came out.
Especially in year 1, I think
Durant in the shotgun. Lewis to his left. Here's Durant faking. Now going to run with it. Coming around the left side. 15. Durant inside the 10. No, they say he stepped out of bounds at the 14. John McCargo on the tackle for the Wolfpack.
Walk it off, Darian.
4-yard pickup. Actually 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Good move.
Tar Heel fans unhappy with the spot of the football. They thought Darian had
he might have had a
that
toe
plant foot inbounds, but it'll be 3rd down and a long 5 to go.
And we've got a timeout on the field taken by Carolina. 10:25 remaining to be played in the first half.
Even the outro
State
right
3,
here, the outro music,
Carolina 3.
It brings me
You're
back,
listening
man.
to Carolina football.
Kenan Stadium, Chapel Hill, the venue. The 94th State Carolina game is the occasion. It's 3-3, 10:25 until halftime. Carolina facing 3rd down and 5 from the state 15-yard line to Lee Pace, our Beefmaster sideline
I agree
reporter.
with you, brother. I really do.
Well, saying just a minute ago, Mick
I
was
really
walking
do.
behind the bench
I think
and
it's ingrained in his blood.
Feeding off what's going on.
And he's going to want to run the football.
As I said in the pregame key, it can all be contagious, and if the Tar Heels can punch this
that's
in
the
and
one.
take the lead, that's only going to help the defense.
That's the first game I went to.
It'll be 3rd down and 4.
The
ball is just inside the state 15. And this is the 8th play in this drive that started for Carolina
33
back
to 30.
in its own 15-yard line.
And I had to listen to my dad
the
talk
state
crap
line.
all the way back to Fayetteville.
Right in front of the West goal.
But
Mitchell.
And maybe
Holly,
I'll try to find that game.
To the right side.
Maybe I'll try to find that game. Vernon Davis looked different than everybody on the field.
Lewis, the lone running back behind Durant, who's under center. Durant back, looking. Durant lays it up, corner of the end zone. And it's knocked away in the right corner of the end zone.
Jesse Holly's usually pretty good on the jump balls,
and
too.
Devontae Edwards was covering on the play.
I might even still have those tickets somewhere
down here. Connor Barth is going to come on to attempt a field goal. The Tar Heels on the year.
In fact, let me see.
16 of 18 in the red zones, 12 touchdowns, 4 field goals. This will be a 31-yard attempt off the left hash mark. Jared Hall to hold. Greg Warren on the snap. Put down. Kick is away. High enough. Long enough. Right down Broadway. 10:15 left to play. First half in Chapel Hill. It's now Carolina 6, State 3. And this is Tar Heel football from Learfield Sports.
Reggie Ball had thrown 8 interceptions in 4 games to go with 7 touchdowns. Ball playing good quarterback today, and that would be a big win for the Tech men. Next week, Tech will host Duke, while Maryland will host NC State.
Look at that.
Connor Barth getting set to kick off. Bobby Washington and Darrell Blackman again are deep. Bobby Washington, the freshman out of Miami. Blackman is a freshman from Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
North Carolina, Maryland. I think we went because it was my birthday is November 16th.
Everybody ready. Barth coming forward. High, deep, end over end kick. It'll be Washington about 3 yards deep, and he's going to come out of there with it. He's to the 5, he's to the 10, the 15, near side, run out of bounds at the 20.
Yeah, seriously, Hutch.
His teammates were telling him, no, don't come out, and then he came out anyway, got right back to about the 20-yard line. Fellas, one of the development stories in this game, even though it's only 6-3 Carolina, is the time of possession. North Carolina has better than a 4.5-minute advantage in time of possession to this point.
2005, $35 was the price of my ticket.
State's offensive unit coming onto the field. And Jay Davis,
not too bad.
Third offensive series, is still the quarterback. We had some indications that State was going to try Marcus Stone on this series. Here's Jay Davis faking the ball, rolling out to his left, wants to throw, dumps it off. Caught.
Stick him.
Tackle made.
Football. Get on the football.
Inside the 20. Ball loose. Still State's ball. 17-yard line.
Sorry, good stick, man. Way to get that hat on the ball, baby.
John Richard was the guy
who
recovered.
Freecham was still the coach over there.
It's a famous name in NC State football. His dad, Jim, was the Outland Trophy winner for the Wolfpack back in '79. John out of Ravenscroft and Raleigh. Actually, they're going to mark it at the 16, a 4-yard loss. Second down and 14.
That Longany?
Looked like Jeff Longany that got a helmet in there on the tackle and jarred the football loose.
Doug Justice is now in at middle linebacker for the Tar Heels, and the junior from Port Orange, Florida, calling the defensive signals. State in the shotgun. McClendon's the tailback. Here's the give off to McClendon, coming hard off the right side. McClendon stepping out of one tackle, yet another one.
Terrible
He's out
tackle.
Across the 40 and dragging
atrocious.
tacklers with him to the 45.
Goodness gracious, that was terrible.
By the 232-pound junior, 5'11" out of Albemarle. Watkins credited with a tackle.
That was not good tackling. I mean, it was a great effort, Woody, as you described it by T.A. McClendon, but you got Tar Heels there just hanging on and going for a ride, trying to strip the football loose. Dude. You got to get
that was a heartbreaker
in there low, wrap the legs up, and get him down.
29-yard run by T.A. McClendon, the league's top rusher, averaging just under 109 yards a game.
That's
Hicks
back
comes
when
to the
Maryland
right.
was a decent
Washington
football
goes to the left.
Too.
Here's Davis giving the ball off to Darrell Blackman. Caught from behind at the 41. Terry Hunter on the tackle.
Old Terry.
Loss on the play of 4, second down and 14 at the 41 of State.
Not many defensive linemen can make plays opposite from the side of the field where they lined up. Gives you some idea why the coaches are so excited about the potential of Terry Hunter, a big, strong body that has quick feet and can run, especially in short bursts like that.
Out of the same high school, East Wake, as Dallas Cowboy star Greg Ellis. If he can be that good, God bless him. Second down, 14-41.
Oh, Woody.
Davis in the shotgun for the Wolfpack, moving left to right. 6-3, Carolina leads it. Snap to Davis. He'll hand the ball off to Blackman.
Yes, sir.
Justice has got him back at
yes,
the 38.
Sir.
Maybe the 37.
Oh, yes.
Hiley Taylor going in as the rush in. Malik Brown is coming out defensively for Carolina.
Good run there right there.
They marked it at the 39, so it's 3rd and 16.
Let's go.
Again, State converted
Let's go, Keenan.
3rd and 38 play a week ago. Losses on 3 of 4 plays on this possession for State. Davis shotgun. 3 receivers come right. In motion. Goes Washington back through the formation. Davis gets the snap. Back to throw. Looking. Shoots a screen out. It's caught far sideline and
stick him.
Out of bounds. Did he get the first down? No, at the Carolina 47-yard line.
Well, he got close.
Are you being serious, press, or are we
enough
joking?
to think about going for it.
Darrell Blackman was the receiver. Kareem Taylor made the play for Carolina.
Yeah.
3rd down and 2. Fourth down
yes,
rather
did,
than 2, and the punt team is on.
Well, you have to wonder
John
if
Bunham
State
was
is really going to kick it. The timeout's been taken by Carolina. Clock stops 7:10
John Bunham was
to play first half in Chapel Hill. Carolina 6 on a couple of Connor Barth field goals of 50 and 31 yards.
Speaking of John Bunham,
State 3 on John Delaney's 24-yard kick.
Some of my favorite Carolina games were under John Bunham.
4th down and 2.
I was thinking about that yesterday.
The Tar Heels were thinking State might have the fake in. They wanted to make sure they were coached up on what to do in punt safe. And so now here comes State's punt team again in a 6-3 ball game. Carolina leads 7-10 until halftime.
William Lee, the junior from Fuquay Arena, will be the deep snapper for the Wolfpack. John Delaney out of Fayetteville, Georgia. Back to kick. Jaworski Polak standing at the 10.
That's pretty cool, Press.
Carolina with only a 4-man front.
Cool, man. Interesting stat of the day.
Here's the snap. He's going to kick it. High floater. Polak getting out of the way. Ball hits, and did it get into the end zone?
How'd you let that one get in there, bro?
State couldn't control it to keep it out of the end zone.
That's one of those where you grab him by the face mask and be like, son, what are you doing?
Sideline and was rolling toward the goal line, and it was Marcus Hudson trying to get down there, Mick, and get a hand on it, but he couldn't stop it from breaking the plane.
Preston and the Queen of
Hudson, one of State's 4-4 speed guys, very, very fast player. That was very close to being Carolina ball on the 1-yard line. But the
I went
touchback
up to Bird
means
Stadium
that the Heels with the lead and the football
in 2006.
bring this offense back out that has moved
Maryland
the chains and driven the ball for 3 points each of the last 2 possessions.
My cousin
Carolina with 130 yards, State with 130 yards of total offense. The Heels go 1st and 10 from the 20. They run the toss sweep to Jacques Lewis, trying to get the corner turn. Breaks out in the open.
Go, Jacques.
Toward the middle of the field. Jacques
Let's
Lewis,
go, baby.
50,
Let's go.
40, 30, and he's Scarlett and brought down inside the 30-yard line by Marcus Hudson.
Got to work on the afterburners, baby.
It looked as
Jacques
if
had
the
some big runs
State
in this game,
defense slowed up.
He had some big runs in this game.
Lewis was going to be run into the boundary.
The play looked great at the start when Carolina, the left side of Carolina's O-line, got State just chopped down like you take a hatchet and just knock down a small tree. State had some bodies on the ground. They were outnumbered play side. And then Lewis just turned the corner, took it back toward the middle of the field, and darn near scored on it.
1st and 10 at the State 27-yard line. Bowman comes to the left side. Mason goes out to the right. Durant under center. Durant will give the ball off. Now they're going to toss it back to Durant. Durant's going to throw deep. Got a receiver out there, and it's overthrown.
Overshot him.
Just out of the reach of the Carolina receiver, Rocky Mount's Mike Mason in the right corner of the end zone.
He had a step.
A little flea flicker.
So 2nd down and 10 at the state 27. Gary Tranquil, Carolina's veteran offensive coordinator, reaching into his bag of tricks. And the Tar Heels expect to see some similar things from the Wolfpack tonight. We're going to pause quickly, 10 seconds, station identification. You're listening to State Carolina with the Heels leading 6-3 on the Tar Heels Sports Network.
I know. That is actually crazy, Tar Heel Bolt. That's 100% crazy to think about, because Chad had a crazy game against Miami.
Toss sweep to Jack Lewis. Going
huge
hard
game
to his
against
right
the
is inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. Durant actually carried that ball a couple of steps before he pitched it out to Jacques Lewis on the move going right. Freddie Autry-Lindsay, the Wolfpack weak side backer. That's probably the next one I'm going to do. So it's 3rd down and a yard for the Tar Heels.
We'll hang out and watch
the Tar Heel O-line has played well all season long. They've blocked holes in the running game. They've protected Darian Durant. And now the Tar Heel O-line is starting to impose its plan on State's front 7.
Jacques Lewis now with 79 yards on 10 carries. Motion with Phillips. Reverse motion. They bring him back to the left. Here's Durant. He'll give the ball off to Jacques Lewis. Flag is down. I don't believe he got it, but there's a flag down near side at the 20-yard line. We'll wait for everybody to umpire and see what the infraction might be. Jim Knight is talking to the Wolfpack. I think that would indicate it's going to be against Carolina, and he's giving State its options on the play. So here's referee Knight to explain exactly what happened on the play.
6 men on the line by the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
That happens sometimes with wide receivers. Is on the play call, one of them doesn't get up on the line of scrimmage when he needs to.
Yeah, when there's a shift, many times it does involve a wide receiver who needs to take a step forward and get up on the line to give you 7 men on the line of scrimmage. So State, of course, will accept that penalty. And 3rd and 1.5 turns into 3rd and 6.5.
What a moment.
And the ball is back at the...
I don't know, man. Would you trade it?
23-yard line.
Would you trade it? You think Steve Spurrier,
that is the 2nd penalty of the night
Carolina
for 20
football?
yards. The Tar Heels average
he had some decent years with South Carolina.
A few number of penalties a game, just 5 for 38 yards, best
Carolina
in the league.
Football?
Here's Durant, faking, play action fake, lays it up, open receiver, Holly, touchdown, left corner of the end zone.
Got him with the old pump fake, baby. Little hitch and go. Austin.
Durant's pump fake set the play up. He had Darrell Mitchell take out the middle of the State defense. And everybody seemed to go with Mitchell, and it left Holly running wide open in the left corner.
State will play a lot of man coverage inside their own 35-yard line. The Tar Heels took advantage of it. Good job looking coverage off as well by Darian Durant for the touchdown.
Barth for the point after touchdown. Kick is up.
Oh, man.
And it's good. Timeout on the field. 5:03 left to play first half. It's now 13-3 in favor of Carolina as the Tar Heels drive 80 yards for their first touchdown or second touchdown
that he was
in the last 11 quarters of the Tar Heel football from Learfield Sports.
I'm telling you, man, if
right now here at Kenan Stadium,
if
Darian Durant is playing
no telling
a Visine
how good
game.
we could have been, bro. Gosh,
get the red out kind of a game.
That's always going to be
8
my
of 11
what
for 119 yards and 1 touchdown. 5:03 to play in the first half, and it's 13-3. Carolina quickly lead pace.
Always
our
going to be my
sideline reporter.
Great sleight of hand on that play, Mick. You could see the fake unfolding right in front of me. Jesse Holly wide open. Great score for the Tar Heels.
Come on, son.
Connor Barth on the kickoff. Blackman and Washington are deep. The kickoff sailing to Washington.
Oh, Russ in the house.
Blackman won't let him bring it out. He drops to one knee, and State will come out 1st and 10 at its own 20-yard line with 5:03 left to play in the first half here from Chapel Hill. Our friends at Curtis Packing of Greensboro remind you to get tickets for the Chrysler Classic.
Yeah, the admin is important, man. That's
coming up next
true.
week at the Forest Oaks Country Club just south.
Fortunately, it looks like we are absolutely bought in
Frank while watching former Tar Heel
from here on out.
Love III and other PGA Tour stars battle for the Sam Snead Cup and a record $4.6 million purse. Tickets available at Triad area Chrysler dealers, Harris Teeter stores, or online.
Dude, this game calls so much better than listening to ESPN and stuff like that, bro.
Reggie Davis is in as the tailback now. They get motion from Tremaine Hall left side. They're going to...
Ah, come on, boys.
Well, they handed the ball off up the middle. Great play faking by the Wolfpack, and it carries over the left side for a first down, and it was Reggie Davis, who we just said had come in the ball game, the sophomore tailback from out of Tallahassee, Florida, who carried for the first down out to the 36, a gain of 16 yards.
Yeah, 100%,
that's a
bro.
Nice play with that end-around motion.
That would have been some comedy right there for sure.
The tailback does.
Chuck Amato and Steve Spurrier.
There for a moment, can't see who's got the football. Here's the duck formation, or a part of it anyway.
Yeah, the opposing coaches call this the Daffy Duck plays. Now they get motion out of the screen with a lineman on the left side from Richard Washington. The snap going to Jay Davis, throws over the middle.
Ah, come on, baby, you got to wrap up.
Washington, and he's knocked down as he crosses midfield, and the Tar Heel, who made the first contact,
this when Daddy
Taylor,
was
is shaken up
senior
on
in
the
high
play.
school. This is my senior year.
49-yard line. That's
so
a
this game,
14-yard gain. So State's hit the Carolina defense for
like
2 plays,
the middle of my senior year.
30 yards
middle
on this
of my
possession.
senior season.
Yeah, State's an experienced team. I mean, they were down 2 touchdowns last week at home against Wake Forest, and Wake almost had control of that game.
Taylor, he's big later in the game, 27.
Jay Davis still at quarterback in the shotgun. Gets the snap, drops straight back to throw, looking, shoots it over the middle. Caught, tackle made by Sparkman at the 45. It's a gain of 4 on the play. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 6 for State. Richard Washington was the receiver out of Fort Myers, Florida.
Yeah, bring back the cowboy collars too, man.
Kind of messes
I need more linebackers with cowboy collars.
Plans. You don't want to bring down 13-3 and at their own 20. You don't want to bring a quarterback in cold off of the bench.
Davis now 7 of 8 for 99 yards. He was hitting 63% of his throws coming in. 2nd and 6, 44. 44 of Carolina. Here's the give.
Fumble.
And the hit is made. Larry Edwards trying
to get
the State runner down. Gang tackling. Is he down? Well, I still haven't heard a whistle. Loss on the play to the 45. It was Reggie Davis, the ball carrier. Larry Edwards and a lot of blue-shirted teammates got to Davis, but they couldn't get him off his pins.
The crowd reacted as if the ball had popped loose for a moment. I think that is what happened. Bounced back up into the ball carrier's hands.
3rd down and 5. Ball at the 44. Davis drops into the shotgun. 2 receivers go to the left side, short side, 1 to the open side on the right. Here's the throw over the middle, caught for the first down. Inside the 40 at the Carolina 36-yard line. Tremaine Hall was the receiver. State's leading receiver on the year, came into the game 5th best in the ACC. 14 catches, 140 yards. So State has converted its 2nd 3rd down in 5 attempts, a 3rd or 2nd and 3rd and long rather. So 1st and 10 now. Carolina 37-yard line as State has moved from its own 20. 13-3 Carolina. Here's the handoff up the middle to Davis.
Come on.
And Davis stepping out of a tackle goes inside the 35 to about the 32.
He was a load too, man.
5 on the play, so
they had
2nd down and 5.
Some strong backs, dude. They had some strong backs.
3 yards after contact. Looked like that play was going to be stopped for a 2-yard gain. State's backs run very hard. Not just T.A. McClendon, but they come at you with elite tailback after elite tailback.
Carolina making some defensive changes now. Longany and Edwards come to the sideline. Davis under center, 2 receivers left. They get motion now back through the formation from Tremaine Hall. Here's the handoff to Reggie Davis over the left side, and Davis has got the first down, diving inside the 25 to about the 24. Gerald Sensabaugh on the tackle.
It's going to be Little Russ's first year of tackle football.
Missed in the backfield.
So
can't wait to report that to you guys.
Brian Rackley gets into the lineup for Carolina as Tommy Davis comes out.
Very true, my friend.
Jay Davis under center.
Catastrophic is a good word to. It's a good word to call it.
Davis stepping out of
Goodness
tackles,
gracious.
tacklers with him inside the 20 to about the 16. So it'll be 2nd down and 2.
Timeout, State.
Which is interesting because at this point, obviously, State's offense wasn't just like lightning this year outside of T.A. McClendon.
Tallahassee, Florida.
But
hamstring early in practice and was slowed by that preseason practice. But
yeah, I was showing the guys that his first game in Keenan.
1:13 to play in the first half, and you're listening to Carolina football.
This will be the 12th play in State's drive. It's taken up over 4
but
minutes.
I think they'd only allowed three points up to this point.
The Tar Heel defense asking for some crowd noise, and they're getting it.
State breaks his huddle as Clark, Williams, and Washington all go to the left side.
Little Russ in the house, Hutch.
Davis is in the shotgun.
He started practicing, but they haven't gotten their helmet and shoulder pads and everything, so
Davis steps up under
I'm excited, man. A little rite of passage.
Davis checking off.
You know,
moving its defense
get that first oh crap moment.
And here's Davis.
Talk to him about it all the time. The first time that, you know, he gets hit and he's like, oh shoot. You know, that really just happened. And then the first time that he dominates another man, those are two great moments in a young man's life. All my former football players know exactly what I'm talking about.
71 offense. Please set the clock for 46 seconds. 4-6.
Derek Morris is the guy who moved. He's a sophomore right tackle from Huntersville, North Carolina.
But yeah, they're doing Tuesdays and Thursdays right now. And like I said, they haven't gotten, it's just summer workouts and stuff like that. But I'm excited for him. I'm excited for him. He's done pretty well, though, in that they had a conditioning. Right now, they got him playing defensive end, and they actually got him playing offensive line, too. So he's, but, you know, who knows what's going to happen. It's his first year. I don't mind him starting in the trenches. I was telling him, you know, time I got to my senior year in high school, I was playing in the slot and playing safety. But I started off playing tight end and defensive end, you know, Pop Warner football, and that's when everybody's like the same stinking size for the most point. So, so he's going to start in the trenches, which I think is good. Good place, you know, get a little dirty, get a little bloody, and, you know, get some scars about you. And then as he slims up and he gets older, because he'll slim down a little bit, he'll be just like his daddy. Probably play in the slot or something like that. All right, Dennis, I appreciate you hanging out, brother. God bless, man. The first time you put on a helmet and shoulder pads is a sacred moment in a man's life. 100%, Hutch. First time you looking through that face mask. First time, and that man is across from you. Beautiful thing, bro.
46 seconds to go in the half, and it's Carolina 13.
Yeah, that's true, Press. That's true, man.
We'll pack up to the line of scrimmage. Again,
stinking weight on your dome.
Go to the open side of the field on the left. Washington, Richard Washington to the right. The running back. Back with Davis, with Jay Davis, is Reggie Davis. Davis pumps his leg, gets the football, looking over the middle, looking, throwing the fade, corner of the end zone.
Dropped. Probably should have stinking caught that one. I don't know if he would have been able to stinking drag the toes, but
Cedric Holt also got to the pocket, and there were no flags on the play, so that'll bring up 4th and
hold him
goal.
To 3.
State will bring the field goal kicker on.
John Delaney will set up for a
Gerald Sensabaugh in the coverage.
31 or 32-yard field goal. Chris Young will hold.
Come here.
Snap. It'll be off the right hash mark.
Come give me a kiss.
32 yards.
Come give me a kiss. Just got home.
40 seconds remaining in the first half.
What's up, Mass?
Snap, spot, kick is up, and it is good. So State is back on the board with a second field goal tonight. John Delaney first from 24. This one from 32.
Old Terry Hill in the house.
left in the first half. It's Carolina 13, State 6.
You got to come up here.
To Carolina football.
Tar Heel defense has given up some yardage, some time of possession, but only 2 field goals. 13-6 is the new score following State's field goal.
You got to get down.
35 seconds to go in the half. Both teams out of timeout. And Carolina is getting kicked off to by John Delaney, who has put everything he's put his foot into.
Sorry about that, guys.
Pretty deep into the end zone. Total offense.
Good.
Carolina 215 yards. State 201.
That's 215.
Trying to eat me.
Number 2 defense in the country. So Carolina's offense is putting up some yards against the State defense as well.
Darian Durant with a terrific passing touch so far. 8 of 11.
Was it 13-6? Good guys.
Delaney's kick high end over end. Mason's going to have a chance for a run back from the 2. He's at the 5,
go, Mike.
the 10, the 15. Trying to get to the far side and spun out of bounds.
21-yard line. Best starting field position of the game.
20-yard line, maybe just over it. I think they're going to say squarely on the 20. So with 28 seconds remaining. Remember, State's going to get the ball at the outset of the second half.
That's my dude, man.
The toss of the coin.
That's my dude, bro. He is a stinking.
Elected to defer its choice to the
He's a good boy.
Second half, so
look at him back there.
Not gonna do, I think,
look at that stinking knucklehead.
Risk a possible turnover with 28 seconds left. Neither side has a timeout.
Look at him. Look, he's tired.
This is going to be take a knee and get into the locker room.
Like he's stinking exhausted, man.
And that's
stinking
exactly
house dog.
Durant
Halftime, boys.
Dropping down to 1.
Was it 13-6? Good guys.
The games in town or on the road, always be sure you buckle up. It's the safest way to survive the drive. A message from the Tar Heels, the Wolfpack, and the Governor's Highway Safety Program. Well, that is the end of the first half with the score, Carolina 13, State 6. This game brought to you by Blue Points, the physical activity incentive program from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina. Let's go to Lee Pace.
Yeah.
Coach John Bunning, obviously your best all-around game, offense,
some
defense,
chips.
kicking
Let me get one.
Well, sure.
Little chip action.
It's a nice score right now, but it's only halftime. We got a whole bunch of football yet to be played. The kids are
less stressful watching 21 years later.
But
still a little stress. I know, Press.
We need to make sure that we get down this red zone. We get a score or two, which was nice to see us get the touchdown to Jesse. And then, of course, on defense, they still hit us with an explosive play or two. That's what we got to guard against in the second half.
It's a very even game statistically. Both quarterbacks.
It's always nicer when you know the outcome, though.
Total offense about even.
This one has a happy ending, Press.
First downs are close. Giveaway, takeaway game even. The difference in the game is that Carolina, when it got a chance to get a touchdown, did that, whereas State has settled for 2 field goals. So we begin the second half with the score 13-3, Carolina over NC State. And, of course, Woody and Jones and Don and I and Lee welcome all of you watching and listening to this game on Time Warner Digital Cable, Channel 213.
Darrell Blackman and Bobby Washington are deep for the Wolfpack, as they've been most of the night. Tar Heels kicking off. Connor Barth. High, deep, end-over-end kick. It'll carry about 2 yards deep, and he's going to come out of there with it. Washington, the 10, the 15, the 20, near sideline, down at about the 26, 27-yard line, unless they judge that he went out of bounds before getting to that spot.
I think it's significant that the Tar Heels and the Wolfpack both have not had any late hits. They've had opportunities for late hits.
That is interesting for this game. First half, no late hits or anything like that. There wasn't too much chirping.
Under control and in a sportsmanlike way.
Which is kind of crazy, man, because usually, obviously, you guys know that this game's got a bunch of talking, bro, bunch of trash talking.
Jay Davis, 6 of 7 in the second quarter for 74 yards. That's overall, under center. Jay Davis fakes, rolls, looking, got a receiver open down.
He's about to go deep.
Run, drops off the short pass, and it gains out to about the 35-yard line. T.A. McClendon was the safety
T.A., man.
Play.
Yeah, they had a really good running back room.
Davis made the play action.
They did, Tar Heel Vault. They sure did, bro. Really good running back room.
I thought he had a receiver running wide open right down the middle of the field, and he couldn't see him.
It was Richard Washington who was wide open, and Davis must have either not seen him or saw something he didn't like. Maybe a Tar Heel.
DA fell down on that stinking play, too.
Gain of 8 on the play. Second down and 2. State from its own 35. Wolfpack in all white tonight, moving from left to right here in the third period in Chapel Hill. Motion with Hall to the right. They're going to give it off up the middle for what should be the first down.
Yeah, probably got the sticks.
So they motion first down for the Wolfpack at the 37-yard line. That's the 37-yard line of State. 13-6, Carolina leads it. Opening moments of the second half. Wolfpack breaking the huddle. Will put Richard, the tight end, as a wing on the left side. They'll get motion now with Richard Washington. Here's Davis back to throw, looking, throws, caught. First down inside Carolina territory. T.J. Williams, the tight end,
yeah, Williams had some big catches in this game.
Kareem Taylor made the tackle. Gain to the Carolina 48-yard line of 15 yards. And State's moving with the first offensive possession of the second half. And we have told you time and time again just how important the first 5 minutes of a second half, or the first couple of possessions of the second half, are in any college football game.
100%
Perfect throw by Davis.
1st and 10, 48 of Carolina. Davis in the shotgun, two receivers right and left. Tremaine Hall in motion. Here's Davis giving the ball off now to McClendon, pulling out of tacklers. He fights to the 45-yard line. Tremendous effort on the part of the junior from Albemarle.
It's like every time 44 touches the football,
down,
man,
7 for State at the Carolina 45. Wolfpack moving left to right. Clark, Washington go wide to the left side. Hall and Hicks come to the right. Davis in the shotgun, straight back, looking right, throws. Caught by Hicks along the near sideline and out of bounds short of the first down at the 40-yard line. Jacoby Watkins covering on the play for Carolina. So let's call it 3rd down and 2.
3rd and 2.
At the Carolina 40. The Wolfpack in the first half went 2 of 6. 3rd down plays. The first one was short, which they converted. The rest of them were 3rd and long, meaning 4 yards or more. Hall and Clark go out. Richards in along with Williams. Both tight ends. Washington will come right. Hicks is out to the left.
Yeah, 3 backers. Yeah, I know, press.
Now here's the give. Off to McClendon. First down and more inside the 30 to about the 28. Good hold on the right side, and flags are down.
But it seems right.
Tackle in the Carolina secondary by
I'm
Watkins
still not a
and
fan
Sensaval.
of the 4-2-5.
I didn't see the complete signal by referee Knight, like it might have been offsetting fouls.
I think we've got a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on each team. So no penalty yardage stepped off. First down.
I like having a legitimate Mike
before, which was a State first down at the 30 or the 29-yard line of Carolina.
First down and 10 at the 29. Richard Washington and Brian Clark set the slot out to the left side. They drop Richard off the line on the left and put him in reverse motion. They give the ball now, or fake to McClendon, and throw to a wide open Richard Washington far sideline at the 15. The defense and yours truly keyed on T.A. McClendon coming wide to the right. Good fake by Jay Davis, and he hits Richard Washington wide open. And he's taken out of bounds at the 15 for a first down. Davis 12 of 14 now in the game for 117 yards.
Davis is no slouch. I mean, he's having, we talked about Darian's passing game and how well Darian is throwing the ball. Jay Davis is matching, if not surpassing that with his accuracy now.
8th play in this drive that started back at the State 27 following the kickoff. Here's Jay Davis, gives it off to McClendon, and he's tripped up on the play by Malik Brown.
Stop.
Brown coming in from his defensive end position on the left side. Got McClendon before he could get up ahead of steam, and that's the best way to try to play him, as he gets maybe a half yard on the play. Lee Pace along the Carolina sideline.
Tommy Davis Woody has gone out with an injury to his right hip. His return is uncertain. Brian Rackley in for him. Rackley had some good things. Also struggled at Florida State last week containing the sweeps to his side.
Quentin Pearson, the freshman from Greenville, gets onto the field in one of the defensive back situations. Davis is under center, now dropping back into the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Open field out to the right. He gives the ball off to McClendon, and McClendon driving inside the 10 to about the 9, maybe the 8-yard line. He'll be about 3 yards shy of the first down. Sparkman and Edwards on the stop for Carolina.
It's a hard runner,
Tar Heel linebackers.
State is now reaping the benefit of the success they had running the ball, their last possession of the first half. When you can run, it just opens up so many things in the passing game because, like we talked of earlier, you got to crowd that box a little bit to keep from getting force-fed the football.
State can make a first down without scoring. Third down, 4 at the 9.
You didn't own a cell phone? I think.
2 receivers. Out to
I
the
think
left,
by this time
right.
I had a phone, but it was like the one that you had to like, if you wanted to.
Davis in the shotgun with a snap.
If you wanted to do a sentence.
It out to McClendon, and the ball is knocked away and near intercepted.
If you wanted to do a sentence and the word started with a C,
deflected
you had
by
to stinking press
and
one
so it will
3
bring
times,
up 4th down
and then
4.
Move it over,
And Duraney is going to come on.
It was one of those. There was no camera, obviously. There was no games, nothing like that.
Or maybe it was
Mahoney
that got a hand up and batted that pass away. State fans, I think, a little antsy wanting State to go for it, but too long of football left.
Now, when this game was played, I had 100 minutes.
This far down there and no points out of it.
26-yard field goal to jump off the left hash mark for John Duraney, who's already hit tonight from 24 and 32 yards.
Just when you had to pay for minutes.
Spot. Kick is up, and it is good.
13-9, good guys. So Carolina still held them to
from Chapel
3
Hill.
field goals,
it's
man.
now Carolina 13, NC State 9.
What game was it?
This is Tar Heel football from Learfield Sports.
That was
Every time you hear from Lee Pace tonight along the sideline, it's our Beefmaster sideline report brought to you by Beefmaster Franks, the hot dog choice of Tar Heel fans statewide and at Keenan Stadium.
Beefmaster Franks, Bernard game. We'll watch that one too, bro. You know I got to watch that one.
State pulling back within 4. Now Duraney to kick off. Mike Mason and Tremaine Goddard.
Dude. Seriously.
Driving kick. That ball's going to hit short. It'll be fielded by Mason. He bobbles it, picks it up at about the 13. Mason trying to find some running room. Cannot find an opening. Was there a loose ball? They're scrambling for it like there might have been, but Carolina has got it at the 21-yard line. John Dunlap.
Like if I was going to text somebody
out
like
of Hollywood,
call me,
Florida, the initial tackler for the Wolfpack. So the Tar Heels 9:15 to play in the third quarter, up 13-9. Will start from their own 21-yard line.
All the way through.
Jay Davis has been terrific. 12 of 15 passing, 117 yards.
Man. Good time.
Madison Hedgecock will be the fullback. Jacques Lewis will be the tailback.
Got your
Lewis
first one on the way to the 2000 Final
79 yards, including 62 in the second period. Best starting field position of the night for Carolina.
You don't still have a home phone, do you?
By a yard.
No home phone?
Off the right side, falling forward to about the 24-yard line.
We haven't had a
so a gain of about 3 or 4 on the play.
20 years.
Pat Thomas on the stop. Yeah. State's second leading tackler on the year with 34 hits to his credit. Actually just out across the 23. Let's call it a gain of 2. So it'll be 2nd down and 8. Carolina at its own 23, moving from right to left toward the west goal. Wide slot, left side. That's open side of the field. Durant under center.
Now I'm watching this game.
Blitzing on just about every defensive down. Darian Durant checking
crazy,
off
bro.
the line of scrimmage for Carolina.
It is crazy, man. Who knows what it's going to be in 20 years, Press.
Durant looking.
I'm telling you, man, we're going to be stinking on a virtual couch watching Carolina games together, bro.
Freddie Autry-Lindsay was the guy who got to it.
Little Russ said we're going to be in virtual reality. We're going to be Air 5 at each
Would
other,
it look like Darian at the snap of the ball was looking
virtual
up and out
reality.
to the left as if he was expecting Darrell Mitchell to cut to the left on a hot
got rid of it last year.
The receiver wasn't there, and Darian had to improvise.
Third down
man, you're an old head, brother.
For Carolina back at the 17-yard line.
Timo said his cousin played in the 80s for Crum.
Carolina quarterbacks have now been sacked in double digits
100%,
on the year.
Good games, good games.
First one of the night, number 10 on the year against Carolina. Durant
I just got to find like the full
shotgun.
game. I want to watch
down,
like the full game.
14.
You know, like maybe
Durant
Carolina Clemson, 1980. Carolina didn't win that game, but
trying to get to the outside, turns it
good
back,
football
knocked
game.
down at the 21-yard line. So Carolina will have to kick it away on a 3 and out, but a flag is down on the play. So
watch some classic Carolina games, which
looks like the line judge is pointing at Carolina. Could have come from trying to stop one of those quick NC State defensive ends. Lee Pace along the sideline.
You had a landline until last year too.
Well, it looked like Brian Chakos and Manny Lawson were involved. A little extracurricular there. I'm not sure which way it's going though.
Here's referee Jim Knight.
After the play, dead ball fouls, personal fouls by each team. They offset by rule. The down remains the same.
So that'll mean it's fourth down.
We'll probably watch that game too later on.
Fourth down and 9.
Upset Miami with long field. Yeah, that's probably the next one we'll watch together.
Its fourth
T-Moss.
third down of the night.
Yeah, I got that one queued up, man. Like I said, if you haven't already, dude, go over to Tar Heel Vault. Subscribe to his channel, man. Got tons of stinking great old school Carolina games, man.
Maryland.
Probably watch a couple of basketball games
to make the deep snap. State will send 8.
But
Woolridge gets it away.
Connor Barth, man, from 42, bro.
To this side,
the end of a dynasty.
Looked like he signaled for a fair catch, but he's running with it, and they're throwing a flag.
Yep, that was a fair catch signal, and that's coming back, even though State runs it in for a touchdown.
Dead ball foul. Delay of game. Number 21.
He didn't know what signal to make.
Advancing the ball after a waving signal.
He had no idea what signal to make. He said.
First delay of game.
Well, Hall is absolutely irate along the far sideline.
Oh, you haven't had a phone.
He was shielding his eyes from the sun.
I was going to say, man, goodness gracious. No, Preston just got finished. Preston just got rid of his landmine.
So the penalty has moved the ball back to the 28, and that's where State's going to start.
Tried to Switzer it,
First and 10, down 4 points, 13-9 with 7:10 left to play in the third period. Jay Davis under center, gets Richard Washington in motion, fakes, looking over the middle. He's going to be caught, taken down on the sack.
Let's go.
Brian Rackley, the sophomore from Tallahassee, got to him.
Tallahassee, Florida.
Second sack of the night against the Wolfpack. State quarterbacks have been sacked 9 times on the year. So it's a loss of 4. It'll be 2nd and 14.
Jeff Longany assigned a tight end T.J. Williams in coverage. There was one back there, and so that puts that linebacker on the tight end. Great job by Longany. No one for Davis to throw to.
Washington and Hicks are out wide to the right side to get motion. From Hall coming left, they dump the little screen out to him. Hall looking for some running room.
Let's go.
Down at the 26 on the near sideline. Lionel Green on the initial tackle for Carolina.
One had a good game this game, man.
So the game to the 26 will bring up third down and 12.
At McMurray College in Illinois. We lost 54-13
It's a good football game between two teams that appear somewhat evenly matched. State with a very, very quick, aggressive defense. Carolina has moved the ball offensively.
Crazy you remember that, bro.
A lot of fun.
Davis is going to stay in the shotgun now as he sets State up on a 3rd and long.
That's stinking awesome.
2 receivers to the short side on the right, 1 to the left. Davis ready for the ball, gets it, drops back to throw. Here comes pressure. He's looking over the middle, caught for the first down.
Yeah, my freshman year.
This time,
buddy.
State will put Brian Clark to the right side. They get 2 receivers on the left. Now they motion Hall back to the right. They give the ball off up the middle to T.A. McClendon. 40, 35, 30 to the Carolina 25-yard line. He's now over 100 yards in the game. 102
year, I was a
yards, which is his 9th career 100-yard performance of the year and his second straight.
Over.
To give now to Reggie.
Don't make fun of me.
Fumble. And Carolina recovers.
Oh yeah, that was Davis fumble, right? Hey man, I appreciate you,
Larry
press.
Edwards.
I appreciate you for the $10, man. Yeah, I thought it'd be cool, bro, just to think and watch some classic games, man. I appreciate you, brother, with the $10, man.
So Carolina with 4:40 left in the third period protects its 13-9 lead at least for the moment and gets the ball at the 20-yard line. Let's pause quickly, 10 seconds. Station identification. You're listening to State Carolina from Chapel Hill on the Tar Heel Sports Network.
Yeah, just to hang out, man. Just to think and hang out. Watch some stinking Carolina football,
Darren
bro.
Durant under center, faking, rolling out, in trouble, and he's going down back inside the 15.
Man. Big sack. But anyway, yeah, so talking about Hutch,
he tried to roll to his right to find a receiver down the far sideline, but he never had a chance. The Wolfpack defense all over him, mainly Mario Williams, the sophomore from Richland, North Carolina.
I left UNCP. And,
so the loss back to the 14 of 6 yards,
came back
second
home,
down and 16.
went to community
so
college.
Fast, and
because I wasn't mature enough
in the same
to
place every
take
time.
my butt
Reggie
to class.
Herring's defense does a terrific
not
job of
that.
scheming you. The pass rushers, the blitzers come from different angles on almost
I
every
switched
snap.
my major initially to
Carolina's
history.
going to put a wide receiver out to the right side. They'll set the slot up all about equal distance between the two sidelines.
High school football.
Durant in the shotgun gets the snap.
And then I looked
Durant
at the pay,
back to throw, looking in
like,
trouble. Just airs it out into the state boundary.
Durant
in the shotgun. Motion now with Hamlet. They reverse him back to the left. Here they run the toss sweep out to Jock
Get out
Lewis.
there, Jock.
Lewis trying to get the corner turn. Flag is down.
You get a holding out
He's
there
out
on
of
the
bounds
edge.
at the 21-yard line, but a flag thrown during the run. Jesse Holley was the player who was reported to have held on the play. So it will be 4th down. As the Tar Heels are now 3 of 8 in 3rd down conversions. Devontae Edwards, who played his high school ball right here in Chapel Hill, went to state because he said the Wolfpack was going to give him an opportunity to play basketball, and Carolina's football program would not. He played about 2 months of basketball at state, and that was it. High hanging punt. Edwards is called for the fair catch, and he makes it at the 36-yard line.
Chirp a little bit. I like it.
And there's some joying going on between Wallace Wright and Devontae Edwards.
Good punt by David Wildridge. Woody, 4.47 seconds of hang time, 43 yards on the kick. Got it out of there in 2 seconds, and that's dynamite.
3:24 to play. State will go 1st and 10 from its own 36-yard line. Tia McClendon will be the tailback. He'll be the lone back behind Jay Davis as he sets the Wolfpack up with a wide receiver out to the left. Now they get motion. Hall from right to left. Here's Davis faking, handing the ball off to Richard Washington, going wide to the left side. He's at the 40, the 45, trying to cut back midfield into Carolina territory at the 47.
It's done.
Angie Bardis is the electric clock operator tonight from over in Mebane. He may have started that one on the ready for play as they do just then. Here's Davis rolling out to his right, throwing, got an open receiver. Catch is made by Dunlap. Dunlap back to the middle of the field. Dunlap inside the 15-yard line, down to the 13. Fred Sparkman on the tackle.
Right, and he's got a 2-level choice there and went to the deeper receiver for good yardage.
So 2 plays, net 51 yards for the Wolfpack, and 1st and 10 at the Carolina 13 in front of the East goal. 13-9 Tar Heels. Here's the give to McClendon. Big hole McClendon to about the 9, maybe the 8, twisting away from Doug Justice. So a gain on the play of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5. State got down into the red zone on its last possession, but coughed up the football.
Jody Zoidner hands a note over here. State has got 13 first downs since Carolina's last first down.
That's
2nd
crazy.
down and 5.
That's
All at the 8, right hash
there,
mark. Richard Washington goes out to the left. Sterling Hicks comes to the right. McClendon, the lone running back behind Davis. Carolina with a 5-man front.
Like a cheat
Now
code,
they
yeah,
drop Richard
100%,
off on the right side, put him in motion. The give is to T.A. McClendon. McClendon to the 4. McClendon thrown back. Short of the first down, I believe. They're going to say 4.5-yard line. Fred Sparkman is back in. So the Wolfpack trying to get back on top. Down 13-9. Jay Davis sets him up. Out of the eye. Wing formation. Puts the wing. Richer on a reverse motion. Now the give to McClendon. McClendon spins away and goes to the 1. Fumbled the ball, but I believe he was down. State now 5 of 10 in 3rd down conversions, including 3 of 4 here in the second half. 13-9. State trying to retake the lead. Davis fakes, sprints out to the right, throws, misses an open receiver. 7th play in this drive that has carried 63 yards. Wing formation on the right. Davis turns, gives to McClendon, pushes toward the end zone and scores.
6.
State retakes the lead. First time State's been
TA
ahead.
was a stinking hoss, bro.
Since the 10-13 mark of the second half, with a second Connor Barth field goal, put Carolina on top 6-3. Delaney with a kickoff, and there will be a run back by Dale Roberts out of Tallahassee. Fields it at the 7, 10, 15, 20. Roberts cannot get away from the first man downfield as he spins forward to about the 23, maybe 24-yard line. And that's where Carolina will start, as the Tar Heels have had the ball twice in the third period, and both have been 3-and-out possessions. Miguel Scott on the tackle for the Wolfpack.
Tar Heels haven't had very good field position the entire game, really. They've made field position out of it in the first half by long drives. Third quarter, Carolina's run 6 plays, gained 23 yards. Check it, 6 plays, 2 turnovers. I'll tell you about it in a second. Hold on.
Darren Durant in the shotgun, empty set now as 2 receivers go to the right, 2 to the left.
Madison, yeah, give it to Madison.
Durant, quick drop, whips a pass, caught by Darrell Mitchell, out of bounds at the 31, maybe 32-yard line. He'll be shy of the first down by about a yard. Lamont Reed on the coverage for State.
Put the bodies in, bro.
Well,
there
State's had 180 yards of offense here, Mick, in the third quarter, and Carolina's had only 2 yards. Here's the handoff to Jacques Lewis, and Lewis lowering his head and driving over the right side on an inside handoff. Doesn't get the first down, and it'll be third down. After 3 quarters of play, State with 382 yards in the lead, 16-13. The Tar Heels have got 216 yards. Timeout on the field. This is Tar Heel football from Learfield Sports. Hedgecock's lined up at tailback behind Ricky Cook. Durant on a long count under center against State's 4-man front.
All that beef. Get downhill, kid.
Hedgecock trying to get the first down. Doesn't.
Let's go, 44.
Out across the 40 and taken down at the 43 of Carolina. So Carolina converts its 4th third down of the night, and only the 2nd short situation that the Tar Heels have had. Graham and Autry Lindsay on the tackle for the Wolfpack.
Stars all over that field. I'm not opposed to it.
First and 10 Carolina. The nose of the ball is just shy of the Carolina 44-yard line.
We'll throw that one. If I can find that game, Hutch, if you can find me like a full
NC
game,
State down tonight,
I'll throw that one on there, bro.
13-6 at the half.
I'll watch that game with you.
9-11 under Chuck Amato when trailing at the half. 25-5 when leading.
Get real old
Jacques
school,
Lewis
man.
back at tailback. He's the lone back behind Durant. State showing blitz. Here's Durant faking to Lewis. Flags are down all over the place. Durant running with it. Turns it up the sideline and runs out of bounds into the State boundary. State fewer penalties tonight than in
at all, Hutch.
Any recent game. I think that's only about the 4th one for the Wolfpack. Make it 5.
We'll watch a couple of Carolina dubs,
just outside the Carolina 48-yard line. 16-13,
Get a
NC
couple
State
of my
with a
faves
lead.
out the way, man, and then
coming back from a 13-3 deficit. Back in the 2nd quarter. Darren Durant backing into the shotgun. They bunch 4 wide receivers on the right side.
It'll be Russ and Hutch.
Throws it quick, almost intercepted. Garland Heath was there with Troy Graham, and it was Heath who almost got his hands on it. So 2nd down and 5 at the Carolina 48-yard line.
Me and my dog, man. Me and the old Hutch.
Darren Durant will bring Carolina up now with Madison Hedgecock at fullback. Jacques Lewis is the tailback.
That's what me and Hutch will be doing anyway. We'll be either shooting guns or watching college football.
Durant under center. Play action fake, roll out, going to dump it off, and it's caught by the tight end, John Hamlet. Durant in a stand-up huddle at the 45 brings Carolina up now 3rd down and 3 from the State 49. Durant's in the shotgun. Got Jacques Lewis to his right. They'll motion now, Hamlet to the right side. Here's Durant looking to throw, nobody there, throws. Jesse Holley couldn't hold
his hands
it,
on there.
or did he?
He held it, but is it for the first down? He may be just a whisker short.
Well, he did hold it. It looked for a moment like he was grasping for the ball, as maybe it almost popped away. And they're going to call the head linesman, Mike Owens, and his crew in from the far sideline for a measurement.
Good catch by Jesse Holley. Boy, to take that ball right off the turf. This field, by the way, we got to give a shout out to the grounds crew, Woody. The Kenan Stadium, this field has never been in better playing condition. The ryegrass
I like that one much better, Hutch.
Bermuda. It's beautiful tonight.
It certainly is.
We'll look for the 79 game.
Right. Jesse Holley will go left.
I'm just kidding, brother.
High formation. Durant under center. State showing blitz. Here's the fake. Durant's back to throw. Throwing down the sideline. Bowman there. Got it.
Got him.
15, 10,
Bowman
5.
over the top, maybe for 6. Another big one. Another big one. Hey, I love this celebration. Hold on,
Here's the
back right here.
Durant's
Watch
back
the celebration
because
because Bowman gets the 6.
10, 5.
And then I think it's Holly and somebody else that end up like all over each other. There's Jesse. So they're on the ground. And who was that, man, that dragged Jesse Holly to the ground? That's hilarious, bro. Yeah, the pack contingent. Yeah, that's true.
For Adarius Bowman, it is his third touchdown reception of the season and his second one of over 40 yards.
I don't know why I get such a kick every time I watch that celebration,
that
man.
was 46.
Because Jesse Holly gets like dragged
after
down to the game.
It'll
like
be
he
a big
scored
one
the touchdown.
because it'll be a 4-point Carolina lead. It's good. Carolina 20, State 16. Clock stop, 12:51.
2016, good guys,
to be played
man.
in the ball game in Chapel Hill.
That touchdown pass, to just my naked eye view of the play, did not look like real deep football or anything very fancy. Darian Durant just fades back, had good protection. Jason Brown and others held up the pocket very well. And Darian was looking right from the start to Darius Bowman running a go route, a takeoff route down the right sideline. He got a step on the left corner, Lamont Reed. And then the safety man coming over, Troy Graham, Woody just did not make it over in time, and it's a touchdown. Carolina just goes up top down the near sideline for 7 points and a 4-point lead in the football game.
Bobby Washington and Darrell Blackman are again deep. They've been back there all way tonight for NC State.
Was he one of the ones that was chiefing after the game to press?
Kick off.
Sad.
Barth checking left and then right. Here's his kickoff. It's a driving kick carrying toward the far side. Fielded at the 5. Back up the sideline comes Washington with it. Washington ducking around. Stepped out of a couple of tackles and gets out across the 25 to about the 27 before he is brought down on the play. Bobby Washington, freshman out of Miami, Florida.
Smoking it up.
Caused quite a bit of controversy before the season started. His ACT board scores were not accepted by Miami. And he bailed out before the investigation at Miami and flew to NC State and enrolled and was on the practice field in a short amount of time for the Wolfpack.
Killian High School scored 61 touchdowns in Miami's Killian High School, a very good school. He's a talent.
First down and 10, State at the 27. Davis under center, gets motion. Now he'll run the reverse, hands it off to Hall, coming wide. Hall trying to get the corner turn. He does, near sideline, and run out of bounds at the 36-yard line. He'll be a yard shy of the first down. Kareem Taylor was there to force him out of bounds. State in white, moving from right to left. On the left hash, they set a wide slot to the open side of the field on the right. Got a flanker, Hall to the left. He goes in motion. Here's Davis pitching the ball out to Hall. Hall cutting back, has got the first down, gets hit as he comes out across the 40 and taken down at the 42. Fred Sparkman on the tackle for Carolina. Two receivers to the left side, open side of the field. He'll go to the right, rolls out, looking, wants to throw deep, throws, got a receiver there, and it's Richard Washington, and he's out of bounds on the far side of the field at the Carolina 43-yard line.
The latter stages of this game. On both sides
for NC State, their leading receiver, T.J. Williams, 4 catches for 49, but Washington's caught 3 for 34. Pollock leads Carolina 4 catches for 30 yards. First down at 10, Carolina 43. Right hash, open field to the left. Here's the handoff up the middle.
There it is.
And I think it was McClendon.
After that fumble, man. Now that's
so
Davis.
About the 41.
Surprised he's still getting touches, because that was a big fumble.
Well, they brought Kalani Heppy in the game, a redshirt freshman from Bealton, Virginia. I think he'll be the center. And if that's the case, maybe not. They could have put Leroy Harris over as the center, but anyway, sometimes when you change centers, maybe not in the shotgun, but you have some exchange problems. Second down and 8, 41. Davis back to throw. Ball deflected, intercepted. Carolina
down the sideline, baby. Larry Edwards. Let's go.
30, 25, 20.
Let's
15,
go.
10, 5, 4-yard line.
Big stinking play right there, man, because State was, once again, that's one of them plays where they shot themselves in the foot.
Making his first start tonight for Carolina.
They're driving the football.
Tar Heels first and goal at the State 4.
State trying a little flare pass to T.A. McClendon. Lee Pace, our Beefmaster sideline reporter. What happened next?
Malik Brown was coming in from the left side, Mick. He extended his paw up in the hand, knocked it up out of the air, and that's where Larry Edwards picked it up and ran down inside the Wolfpack.
Look good on the return, too, man.
Well, Carolina's getting the offensive players out into the huddle. They huddle up along the sideline and then go right to the formation as they come off the boundary. Jason Brown leading the way.
I like those jerseys right there, bro.
Ralph on his right
that
side.
Is a clean jersey, man.
On his left. Brian Chacos is the tackle on the left. Willie McNeil on the right.
With the navy blue and white stripe on the side, that's a clean jersey.
First and goal at the 4 in front of the East goal. Durant turns, play action fake. Durant looking, throws
back of the end zone. Let's go, baby.
Wide open to John Hamlet.
6. Carolina goes back up by 11 after the Connor Barth extra point. 27-16.
Beautiful play by the Tar Heels.
Perfect play call too.
John Hamlet,
play action pass right there because you think they're going to pound the football.
Catches the touchdown pass. It is 26-16. Connor Barth will attempt to add the point after touchdown. Snap, spot, hold by Jared Hall. Kick is up, good. Timeout on the field. 11 to play, and it's an 11-point game. Carolina 27, State 16, and this is Tar Heel football from Learfield Sports.
On the scoring play,
11-11 to play, and it's an 11-point game.
Came out with a personnel group and with a formation that said, basically, we're going to try to run the football. It looked like 22 personnel, 2 backs, 2 tight ends, 1 wide. And everybody was all bunched up. So NC State got wadded up. And then the Tar Heels bootleg Darian Durant. They roll him out to the right. Durant knows exactly where he wants to go with the football. He rolls out, looks to about the L, in between the L and the I in the Carolina end zone as the Carolina letters are written out there. Throws a perfect pass to Hamlet for the touchdown. So now the Tar Heels lead by 11, 27-16. A lot of time left, though, 11-11 to play in Chapel Hill.
Darian Durant with that touchdown pass to John Hamlet has just moved up to 4th, or 5th rather, on Carolina's career touchdown list, tied for 5th. That was his 59th career touchdown pass. And the interception returned by Larry Edwards has been officially recorded at 54 yards as Connor Barth's kickoff sails 8 yards deep in the end zone to Darrell Blackman. So State will come out 1st and 10 at its own 20-yard line. I think I may have said Carolina a moment ago, but that's tied for 5th in ACC career touchdown passes. First down and 10 for State at the 20-yard line of the Wolfpack. 27-16 Carolina. Davis in the shotgun. Davis back to throw. Pumps now will come left side. Got McClendon. McClendon at the 20. Back down the near sideline. It's a foot race. McClendon out in the open. And he's going to be caught by Sensabaugh.
Old Gerald had to walk him down, bro.
The Carolina 34-yard line.
They've been killing us, man, with screenplays.
Reggie Davis is in at tailback. Jay Davis under center. Wide slot to the left side. He'll fake the ball. Rolls out. Throws. Got an open receiver. And cutting back inside. And what a block on the far side.
Back, dude.
Boy, Richard Washington just laid out Fred Sparkman.
Which should still be a legal hit, in my personal opinion.
John Richer for that game.
It is incumbent upon you to keep your head on a swivel.
In front of the West goal now. Davis going left, then to the right, checking off. Got a wide receiver to the right, one to the left, open side. The give is off to Reggie Davis. Got the corner turned on the right side, still on his feet, down the sideline, inside the 5 and taken out of bounds.
Terrible tackling.
Reggie Davis's run of 18 yards to get it to 1st and goal at the Carolina 3-yard line.
That's crazy, too. 11-point lead with 11 minutes to play, and they're just walking down the field.
State breaks a huddle. Jay Davis will have Avery Gibson. And Reggie Davis in behind him. The give is off to Reggie Davis, and he stopped at the 3.
Meanwhile, T.A. McClendon not in the game, but he does have his helmet on, and he's poised near the NC State offensive coaches. Looks like he's ready to go back if need be.
Bobby Washington's in at tailback
Looks like
now.
I said, I think it should be a legal hit, man. It's part of the game.
Richer in motion to the right. Davis turns. They'll run the toss sweep out to Davis, trying to get the corner turn. He cuts back and scores. Touchdown.
Because the way I look at it is because
Bobby Washington gets the
if
touchdown.
I pretend that I don't see you,
Miami, and it's 27
so I have to wait for you to see me before I can block you.
They are indeed going for it, Mick.
Like if I hit you in the front, bro, and you're not paying attention, or I hit you in the side, you're
puts
not
3
paying
receivers,
attention.
bunches him to the left side. One wide out to the open side of the field, and a timeout
gotta be situationally
has been
aware.
taken. I think by Carolina it is. Timeout on the field. Clock stopped. 9:44 to play. It's 27-22. State thinking about going for two. 27-22. State going for two with 9:44 to play. Davis under center. Three receivers bunch to the right. He's got one out to the left side. Here's Davis. The fake off up the middle and into the end zone for two.
One possession, man.
Straight up the middle for State over the left side, and it was Bobby Washington, who carried it in. Man. The man who just scored the touchdown for State. So just like that, it's a 27-24 game. With still 9:44
Virginia,
to play.
The UVA game.
John Duraney set to kick off.
Crazy UVA.
Carolina deep with Goddard and Mason. Kick is going to be fielded by Goddard, and it will be Goddard starting back up the middle, and Goddard spinning away and taken down at the 27-yard line. And official Jim Knight appeared to be looking in, but no flag on the play.
Should be legal. I agree.
So 9:35 remaining to be played. Carolina gets it 1st and 10 at its own 28-yard line. Cook and Hedgecock are in the eye for the Tar Heels. Give us off to Madison Hedgecock.
Heavy dose of Madison. Let's go.
Hedgecock
Let's go.
Hard over the left side. Still out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. Hudson and Graham
to the battering
combine on the tackle to bring him down. Carolina with a 3-point lead. 9:26 to play.
Make crackbacks great again.
Carolina flopping the tight end Dumas over to the right side.
100%.
They've got a flanker to the right, split into the left. Here's Hedgecock up the middle. Hedgecock to about the 48 before he's thrown back. 2nd and 6. Carolina at its own 48-yard line. Durant under center. Durant will give the ball to Hedgecock. Off the left side, runs into one tackler, gets stood up, and down he goes as Manny Lawson got there to help out. Oliver Hoyt made the initial hit. Hedgecock gets roughed up on the play for no gain.
Hedgecock.
This is big right here.
It's like if Tyler Hansbrough was in a football uniform.
Carolina breaks a huddle as Mitchell and Pollock go to the
that vibe right now.
Left side.
Like if Tyler Hansbrough played football, he would look like Madison
Holly
Hedgecock.
Come to the right. Durant in the shotgun. Here comes a blitz. The throw caught by Mason. First down, Carolina at the State 46. Well, I'm saying first down. I think it is, but it'll be close.
Oh, you got me, Woody.
Clock moving. Under 7:37 to play in the football game.
Ball at the State 46-yard line. Carolina breaks the huddle. Darius Bowman goes to the left side. Jesse Holly comes right. Jacques Lewis back in at tailback. Play action fake. Now Durant's going to step up, throw the ball far side, and throws it out of bounds.
And throw that one away.
Pretty well conceived play, but Jacques Lewis was covered pretty heavily by Lindsey on the far sideline, and I think Durant saw that when he stepped up into the pocket, and so he lofted it well into the State bench area. 2nd down and 10, State 49.
Darian was tackled aggressively on the play, had to kind of get his pads straightened back out and get his helmet straightened out after being assisted to the ground.
Two receivers come right, two to the left. It's an empty set. Durant dropping into the shotgun. State with a 4-man rush. Durant back to throw. Here comes the rush. Durant throws. Holly there, and he can't get it. It's overthrown. Play. So here come the Tar Heels with a 3rd and 10 at the State 46. Durant backs into the shotgun. Now Durant's asking for a timeout. He saw somebody move into a gap, and he wanted to talk about it. This game started out tonight 3-0 State on Duraney's 24-yard field goal. Barth tied it up from 50 yards away. Then Barth gave Carolina the lead 6-3. Then a Durant to Holly 23-yard pass made it 13-3 before Duraney's field goal, his 2nd of the night in the final 35 seconds of the first half. Then Duraney and McClendon scored for State in the 3rd quarter. It was a 16-13 State lead, but Carolina answered with 2 touchdowns, and now State has come back on a Bobby Washington score and a 2-point conversion. 27-24 Carolina. 3rd down and 10 from the State 46. Durant gets the shotgun. In the shotgun, gets the snap. Being pressured backside. Gets out of there somehow. Running to the near sideline, looking. Gonna pull it down and run with it, and he stopped short of the first down at the 37-yard line. State.
Pretty close, though. You might be close enough to go for it. Whoa. Be a long field goal. Too long, I think.
Whoa.
Well, let's see. The offense wants to go for it. Let's listen to the crowd and see what the crowd wants to do. The crowd obviously wants to go for it, and Carolina is going for it.
4th and a yard.
4th and a yard just inside the state 37. 2 tight ends. Cook and Hedgecock are the running backs. Durant at the line of scrimmage. State with a 6-man front. Here's Durant giving the ball off to Hedgecock. Trying to get wide.
Let's go. 44. Let's go.
20. Down inside the 15-yard line before he's knocked down by Marcus Hudson.
It's like a big muscle running down the sideline.
Kyle Ralph with a good pulling block, and Mick, I thought for a moment he was going to score.
I did too. I thought he was going to outrun people into the end zone. Madison Hedgecock.
How Madison walks,
a difference maker in the football game. He's given this Tar Heel offense some energy, the feeling like they can convert these 3rd and shorts without having to try to trick the defense.
It's 1st and 10 at the state 12-yard line. It was a 34-yard run by Madison Hedgecock on 3rd and 10. Now Cook and Hedgecock again. Lined up in the I. Wing to the right. One wide out to the left side. Here's Durant. He's going to give the ball off to Hedgecock. Hedgecock stepping out of a tackle or two, trying to fight his way forward and gets to about the 11-yard line.
Tar Heels with 1 timeout remaining. State has all 3 of their second half timeouts.
Durant brings Carolina up to the line of scrimmage. Tar Heels already have 2 touchdowns here in the second. In the 4th period, they're trying to add a 3rd. Durant fakes the ball to Hedgecock, rolls out to the right side, looking. Now just going to hang it up and throws it out of the field of play. Everybody was covered. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 9 at the 11, and we pause quickly 10 seconds for station identification. 4:39 to play in Chapel Hill. You're listening to State Carolina, the 94th version on the Tar Heel Sports Network. The third and long Carolina has faced in this drive, which started nearly 5 minutes ago at the Carolina 28-yard line. It's now 3rd and 9 from the state 11. Durant, quick throw out to Jaworski Polak. Polak trying to get to the sideline, out of bounds at the 8. So here comes Connor Barth in an effort to make it a 6-point game.
Kind of an interesting play call.
Yeah, you got no choice. It's too long to go, and now the value of NC State's 2-point conversion is illustrated because 3 here, if successful,
obviously you give State the last.
Puts you up 6 points, so State could possibly win the game or take the lead with a touchdown and a PAT.
Barth from 25 yards away off the left hash. Jared Hall will hold. Snap, spot, kick is up, and it's good. So timeout on the field, 4:28 to play. Carolina 30, NC State 24. And this is Tar Heel football from Learfield Sports.
The most yards State had allowed this year coming into this game, 279 against Wake Forest. Carolina offense, 355 yards. 6-point lead. Pressure shifts now to NC State's offense, which has not been slowed down much in the second half by the Tar Heel defense. There was the interception.
Kind of an interesting play call
that Carolina turned into a touchdown. So again, State will take over with a 6-point deficit in the game. 4:27 to play. All 3 timeouts remaining in Chapel Hill, Woody.
Connor Barth will kick off. Blackman and Washington are deep. Washington near side. Blackman near side. Washington on the far side. Barth's kickoff is a high, deep end-over-end kick. Going to send Washington back in the end zone from about 4 yards deep. He's coming out of there with it. Runs into one of his own people, then gets caught from behind out at the 18-yard line. First down to 10 for the Wolfpack. Jay Davis under center. Split into the right, flanker left. They get motion from the flanker, Richard Washington.
Here we go, man. Getting into the juice, boys.
Out to Darrell Blackman coming right side.
Good stick by Larry, bro. Right under the chin strap.
3:50 to play.
Stick and go.
Two receivers open side to the right. They'll set the slot to the short side. Second down and 7:21. 30-24 Carolina. Davis in the shotgun. Davis back to throw. Davis looking, and he loses the football. Was it a fumble? Carolina fighting for it. Let's see. Incomplete pass. Yes, I think so. Jim Knight, the referee, standing in the state backfield already ruling incomplete pass, arm going forward.
So many injuries can happen when the ball is loose, and the Tar Heels have too slow to get up. Let's go to Lee Pace on the sideline. Leroy.
Yeah, Kareem Taylor has been struggling with the shoulder problem all day. Very slow to get up that time. He and Linwood Williams are now the two safeties with Sensabaugh out. That is an area that State could potentially exploit.
And you bet that the State offensive coaches, coordinator Noel Mazzoni, knows exactly what Lee Pace just told you. Mazzoni, by the way, was the Auburn coordinator when Carolina beat Auburn in the Peach Bowl, and he and the defensive coordinator now at Clemson both got fired after that game by Tommy Tuberville. Davis, shotgun. Flag is down in the backfield. Delay of game against the Wolfpack. 3rd down and 12. State at the
That's a costly
Wolfpack
penalty
16-yard line. Reggie Davis, the tailback. Jay Davis is in the shotgun. Gets the snap. Jay Davis back to throw. Pressure coming. Throw. Catch made, but the tackle immediately
I don't think
after
so,
the
Connor.
catch by
Unfortunately
Lionel
not,
Green.
brother,
But now, Chuck Amato says, let's
love
kick
for
it
it to
away
happen
with
in the
3:08 to play. 3:07, clock running.
No, I have not heard anything about the hedges coming back, man.
Tar Heels facing a State team's got all 3 timeouts still left. That's one reason why State can punt the ball.
And we're getting a timeout called, and it's been whistled by the Wolfpack. Maybe there's a second thought along the NC State sideline, and we'll stay right here.
Atmosphere, a lot of excitement, and you can just cut the tension with a knife down here right
Nick,
now.
I think State's changed its mind.
Yeah, while you guys were talking, I was looking with the field glasses to see State. They got their offense rallied around Jay Davis right now, and it looks as though they're going to go for it on 4th down and 6 yards to go.
Yep, 4th and 6 from the 22.
Did he give a timeline press?
Here comes the Wolfpack.
Because that would be awesome, bro. I need to see Ramesses over there snacking.
Near capacity on their respective feet. Davis under center. The running back behind him is Reggie Davis. He gets motion now. Richard Washington through the formation to the right. Davis away. Fakes the ball. Play action fake. Gonna throw. Caught. First down State. Just outside the 30 at the 32-yard line. What a big play. T.J. Williams, the tight end. And Davis got rid of it just before the Carolina defense got to him with a heavy rush.
Well, all credit to the Wolfpack. Carolina was right up in Jay Davis's grill. Got hit, as Woody said, right as he threw the ball. The throw was high, but a ladder being climbed for the catch and a first down by about 2 yards. Wow.
First down and 10, Wolfpack at the State 32. Davis under center this time. One lone running back. Got a short wide out to the right, 2 to the left. They're going to run a reverse now.
There's the
reverse.
This
is Sterling Hicks coming around the left side. Sterling Hicks cuts it back, trying to get to the near side. Down the near sideline he goes. He's inside the 30, the 25, and taken out of bounds by Jacoby Watkins.
Best play
out of bounds at the 28. That's the Carolina 28. 30 to 24. 2:19 left.
Said they should press you.
State with 2 timeouts remaining. Davis under center. 3 receivers bunched tightly to the left, 1 to the right. Now they're going to run it to Tremaine Hall. Hall cutting back. Hall sandwiched between 2 tacklers, goes down near a first down at about the 18-yard line. Kareem Taylor and Jacoby Watkins on the tackle for Carolina. But it'll be close to the first down.
On this defense,
1st and 10 at the 18. McClendon's back at tailback. Davis will give the ball to McClendon, coming left side. McClendon trying to get the corner turn. Horse collar taken down.
All right, starting to get into the sticking controversy, boys.
Fred Sparkman on the tackle with 1:40 to play.
Starting to get into the juice.
And the clock running. And now State's going to take one of its 2 remaining timeouts. Clock is stopped. 1:36 to play here in Chapel Hill. First and 10 for the Wolfpack with 1:36 to play at the 18-yard line. Already today,
I can't remember Carolina not having
Virginia Tech over Wake Forest. Georgia Tech surprise number 23 Maryland at College Park. Florida State's got its hands full with Syracuse at the Carrier Dome. And here, the 94th meeting between State and Carolina has been something, and it's not over. Davis in the shotgun. Tremaine Hall in motion to the right.
I didn't have to work early in the morning.
Davis gets the ball, steps back to throw. Got Hall out in the flat. Caught and taken down. Jacoby Watkins hit him first. Larry Edwards came in to finish up. State's got one timeout left, but the clock running. Gain was to the 14. It'll be 2nd and 6. Terry Hunter getting into the defensive line for Carolina as Condreas Guy comes out.
You were right there, Tar Heel Vault. Man, that's awesome, dude.
It is third down.
Gosh, what a stinking place to be, dude.
Third down and 6. Davis back to throw. Davis looking, shoots it. Caught at the 10 and taken down, but it's a first down at the 5-yard line. First and goal for State at the 5.
Yeah, man, one of the most iconic plays,
remaining.
Man.
Brian Clark was the receiver of Davis's pass.
Oh, that's stinking cool, dude.
Davis on the night now, 22 of 28.
Preston, you were over there too, weren't you?
For 272
weren't you in the end zone for this one?
His previous high game had been the 228 last Saturday against Wake Forest. McClendon, the tailback. Flanker to the left, split in to the right. Here's the give to McClendon. Going wide to the right, McClendon hit. McClendon taken down at the 3 on the right side.
Go down, bro.
Clock running with 30 seconds. State's got a timeout, and the Wolfpack's going to use it right now. Clock stopped, 30 seconds to play.
30 seconds to play, man. There's a 6-point
lead. Right
lead.
now, Carolina just would like that clock to run out without State getting into the end zone.
Somebody's got to make a play. Got to have a deflection, maybe a pick, a sack. Need for a star to emerge on defense.
Jay Davis doesn't have enough players out there. Tremaine Hall has to come rushing onto the field. Play clock will not start until the ball is marked ready for play.
Here we go.
There's the mirror ready for play signal. Davis under center. From the 3. Gives the ball to McClendon. Hits up into the middle. Goes right to the goal. Touchdown, NC State.
Which is crazy, too, because that side judge comes in, bro, and immediately signals 6. And so I wish I could be a mosquito on the shoulder pad for one of these guys and find out what this conversation
Well, there's some
was
discussion
right
going on now with the officials. We got an early signal for a touchdown.
Because, I mean, somebody had to see somebody's knee down or something.
Yeah, I don't know what this is about.
Jim Knight will explain it to us. He's coming out of the conference right now. Here's Mr. Knight.
Please set the clock.
He is down.
13 seconds. 14 seconds, 1-4. And it will start on my whistle.
I think he said his knee was down.
Set the clock for 1-4. 14 seconds.
Wow. Lee Pace, what did you see?
One official said he was down. One gave the signal for the touchdown. The first one overruled the second.
So the first one who ruled touchdown overruled the second?
No, the other way. The one who ruled his knee being down is the one that is counting. The ball is on the, it is inside the 1 yard line.
I honestly, Preston,
so
I kind of have the same.
No touchdown, so the points will come off. It'll still be 30-24 Carolina.
I think Mick is the one who says
14
it.
seconds
I'll let him
left.
say it. But
well,
I thought the same thing,
because
bro.
the scoreboard is showing 30-30.
And you'll hear this is one of the, it's like in my head for
Mr.
eternity.
Knight a bit late. He was just saying something about his knee down, but we didn't pick it up. So it remains 30-24.
My bro, he's gonna punch it in, bro. It's
and
from
now
the
the board is being
line.
changed.
And they've been leaning on us the whole game.
The ball is inside the 1 yard line. 14 seconds left. No timeouts. Now the question is, can the Tar Heels hold? And can the Wolfpack get it into the end zone?
How you going to stop TA from a half a yard?
From a half a yard.
Chuck,
and I remember thinking the same thing. Like,
coach, the
how are you going to stop
TA? Of the Wolfpack has come all the way
from
out on the field to talk
bro.
to the officials. He is standing inside the numbers, and he's upset.
Same thing, Press. I remember being defeated, bro.
Like a clear early signal for a
he's
touchdown
gonna punch
like
it in
that
right here,
will,
bro. Gosh, man.
Will be overruled.
I remember thinking the same thing, brother.
Davis will line up.
Here we go, boys.
Center.
Here we go, boys.
State with no timeouts. 30.
I can look at it a little bit differently now. Because this is one of them plays where you're like,
Davis steps under center.
You don't even want to watch it, man. You're like, gosh, bro.
Davis with motion by Richard. Will give the ball to McClendon. He leaps. He doesn't get in. He fumbled the football.
Get in.
Carolina holds. The game is over. And Carolina has won the game. No, it stopped with 6 seconds remaining.
What a stinking great moment, dude, in Carolina history, man.
Time for another play.
What a great stinking moment, dude, in Carolina history, man.
That wasn't a 4th down play, remember.
T.A. tries to go over the top.
With 6 seconds.
They meet him at the goal line, cause the fumble. I think Kareem Taylor is the one who recovers it, right? It's Khalif Mitchell right here. Yeah. Kareem gets the stinking rock to seal the deal from the half, bro. The half-yard line.
It was a fumble on the play.
What a stinking great, what a great memory, dude.
Or a state fumble.
And I know y'all boys that were at the game, dude. That's about as good as it gets, bro. That's about as good as it stinking gets, man.
Khalif Mitchell made the tackle. I cannot see who made the fumble recovery.
Oh, they still are, Press.
This is going to be intense.
They still are, bro.
Chuck Amato is jaw to jaw with one of the officials. I think the officials are going to need an escort off this field.
What a great play.
Well, McClendon, you remember, hit right up inside. One official coming in from the side. The linesman threw his hands up for touchdown. And then it was judged that his knee touched down at the 1-yard line. And then State fumbles and Carolina recovers.
Love it, man.
And the game is over as Carolina runs into the line of scrimmage.
What a great stinking memory, boys. What a stinking classic, yeah.
And now Madison Hedgecock and a Wolfpack player.
What do you know?
Pat Thomas were about nose to nose down near the goal line.
What do you know?
And we've got a celebration breaking out on the field. But at the other end of the field, Carolina and State players are shaking hands with each other and congratulating each other as they should on a game well played.
And you really do. You got to be
on WTVD, ABC 11, Digital Channel 13. Thanks for watching. The final score in an epic State Carolina game, 30-24 in favor of the Tar Heels.
What a great stinking moment, man. Oh, once again, dude, shout out to Tar Heel Vault, man, for, putting that up so that we can enjoy it, man. I can't say enough, dude. Go over there to Tar Heel Vault, subscribe to his channel, bro. If you're a stinking Tar Heel that's just got to have it like I do. And this won't be the last one, man. I just wanted to, it's good to share these stinking moments as Tar Heels, man. And Carolina just moved to 3-3 right there. So it's funny that we as Tar Heels can share these moments, good seasons, bad seasons. Just a great stinking memory, man. A great stinking memory. Banana Man said, I love listening to Woody and Mick. 100%, dude. I could listen to them call stinking football. Woody Durham could put me to sleep every stinking night, dude. I just listen to Woody call a stinking football game. Call a stinking football game, man. But great moment. Stinking just a great moment. In this is just me personally, man. In my childhood, if you will. I was a senior in high school, man, this year. And, this just is a really special year for me, Carolina football, even though obviously they were a mediocre team. But that was a great moment, man. That moment will forever live. It's etched in my mind. It's just a special game for me. And the next one that we'll probably do, guys, is Carolina Miami. It's going to be the Connor Barth 42-yarder, dude, that just absolutely ended that dynasty. I definitely want to hang out with you guys and watch that one because that's another just a crazy game, dude, that nobody ever thought would stinking, it wasn't even possible. It wasn't even stinking possible. So I definitely want to stink and hang out with you guys and watch that game. Won't do it next Saturday because I'll be out of town, but probably in 2 Saturdays from now, we'll stink and get together, man. If you guys aren't doing anything on a Saturday night, and we'll watch some more stinking classic football, Carolina football. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out, man. There's plenty of other places you could be on a Saturday night, and the fact that you would come over here and hang out with your boy and watch our team way back in the day, dude. It means a lot to me, man. So once again, shout out to Tar Heel Vault. Shout out to Preston. Shout out to Hutch. Shout out to everybody that was stinking in here. Banana Man, Jesse Davis, Ascended the Pilot, man. I appreciate all of you guys hanging out, dude. And it means the world to me, man. And I can't wait until Carolina football, man. I can't wait for the stinking season to start because, you know, it's just going to be stinking different, man. I think we're on the upward trajectory, and it's an exciting time to be a Tar Heel football fan. So I'm going to get out of here, dude, because your boy's got to stink and wake up early. I got to go love on my wife and kids real quick before I get to bed. So once again, I appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, man, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe to the channel. And we got plenty of more of hanging out, watching some Carolina football to come. Love you guys, and y'all be safe, man, and we'll catch you on the next one, baby. Go Heels.